Hello, everybody. This is Football Psych, and I'm Coach Mike.
It is Lord Sarge and good old Shaq. It's draft time, Shaq, and we here to go. Let's go, baby. Draft day, baby.
It's draft day. Draft day. This is draft day, and this is like a national holiday, man. There is nothing more beautiful than draft day for NFL fans. This is like Christmas. Yeah. You get to find out where people are going to go. It's so absolutely exciting because nobody knows where these kids are all going to go and where they're all going to move to. They're all going to end up residing in new cities after tonight.
Now you know one of the great things about this draft, right? There are now when it comes to the quarterbacking class, when it comes to the receiving class, okay, it's kind of mediocre at best, right? But I'm curious to see where a lot of these defensive linemen land, especially these defensive ends, right? Azura Cool, Nick Scorton, James Pierce Jr. I'm really curious to see where these guys land.
Yep, defensive ends.
What are some of the big things you're looking at there, Large Sarge?
I'm looking at the same thing. You know what? This draft, it's all about the defense this draft. Or last year was all about the quarterbacks and the offense. This year it's all about the defense. So I think it's going to be a very good draft class, and I think there's going to be a lot of hog swaggling going on this time.
Ooh, hog swaggling. That's a term I haven't heard in a little while, but hey,
hog
you know what?
Last
hog
year,
swaggling.
There was a couple trades. No, I think there's room to have some big ones this year. So that's my prediction.
Well, now you know, I have my handy dandy tablet out, and I'm keeping up with the who's talking about doing what. And the Browns have been heavy in talks about trading.
Ooh, that's
been heavy in talks about trading, right?
That can mess up some draft boards right off.
I heard the Giants were talking about trading up to number one.
I mean, if the Giants draft up to number one, Abdul Carter's going number one. Because they have Jameis Winston and Russell.
Why wouldn't they just trade up to like number 2? Because he's still going to be there, right? Because we all kind of know Titans are going to go Cam Ward.
Yeah. If unless someone gives them a deal they just can't refuse.
No, the Titans are holding fast and not trading.
Yeah, that's the other report. Like the Giants had it like nipping at the apple like 10 different times. Can't get their teeth.
So if you want Abdul Carter, it's the number 2 spot that you need to trade into to get it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So for me, the thing I'm most excited about this draft is who's actually going to trade in this first round.
Mm-hmm.
Because there could be some interesting trades, or it could get quiet. Like people think that they're trading and then they really don't because the deals get too outlandish and general managers don't want to pull the trigger. Like they might be working the phones, but deals might not get done because sometimes people get stingy. Sometimes they loosen up and things go like crazy. And then I'm kind of curious, even though like this is a heavily defensive thing for all the points that both of you gentlemen just made, people are still going to be interested in what happens with these quarterbacks after Cam Ward.
Mm-hmm.
Does only one more quarterback get drafted? Does 2? Does 3? Do we have 4 quarterbacks going the first round, even though they don't all deserve to be there? It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
I tell you right now, I was reading articles yesterday and today, and they were saying that Shedeur Sanders might not even go in the first round. And that's what I said. Lars Sarge was right. Shedeur Sanders might even go in the first round. They're saying that he may be a second-round pick, and Jackson Dart may go before him. Lars Sarge was right.
Hey, and you know what? That's a very, very interesting thing. But I think things are going to get interesting. Like 3 and 4 could be like trade maneuver for a quarterback if you really want to jump ahead and you're really like big on a guy and you've been keeping it secret, right? But it could also get interesting if you want to jump ahead in New Orleans at number 9, or you want to jump in front of Pittsburgh at 21. Yep. So there's some things there because those guys could actually pick the guy. But if he's your guy, you might need to do some hog swaggling, like Lars Sarge says, and get in front of him.
Now look, I'm gonna tell you this right here though. There's a lot of conversation about teams moving around for Austin Gentry. Jacksonville's not worried about him, but Dallas, Oakland, like there are teams that like, no, we want Austin Gentry. There are teams literally they've been talking all day like, no, we got to figure out a way to get this guy.
Yep.
And you know what? That's a very good point, because you're going to have to jump in front of the Raiders at number 5 with Jacksonville if you want them, because all reports I'm kind of getting in is if he's there at number 6, he's going to the Raiders.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's gone.
So you need to jump in front of him if you want him.
This is my thing right here, right? What are the Raiders willing to take for him? More picks, later picks, more picks this year, next year. What are they willing to take for him?
Yeah, they're going to be taking a lot of picks. I also think you're going to see a lot of hog swaggling down at pick 20 and lower. People dropping back to pick up more that are needy, that just don't really have an exact fit, depending on how it falls, right? Depending on how it falls. But I think there's a lot more latitude in this draft for teams to opt out and trade back.
So all you fans that are on right now, please go ahead and contact your buddies. Tell them to come on and join the channel here, and let's get the conversations going. You guys go ahead. We are going to ask you guys to make your predictions of who you're taking each where. So pull out your all individual mock drafts so you can tell us who you had going there and who you think's going, because we want to hear from you, and we want your guys' analysis and stuff, and we will share that with everybody else on here. They'll also see your comments in the comments section. So I'm so excited about this. But reach out to all your contacts, get them on here. I know everybody's watching NFL Network and other things, but hey, they can come talk your trash right here.
Now, and look,
trash on NFL Network.
Gentlemen, I'm at work, so I'm going to tap out and come back on YouTube so I can listen up front of the store. I'm selling that liquor.
All right, sell that liquor, and we'll see you when you get off of work here in about an hour or so.
An hour.
Yep, bring me something. Laji Saji.
Peace.
Woohoo!
Now, let me tell you this. Jack said that Cleveland has already traded some of their later picks.
Mm-hmm.
So we definitely about to see how this goes.
Okay, I also got, just so y'all know, I got a couple banners. One is the current banner that's going across now, but I will also have a banner going here that I'll be flipping on that will show the picks as they come in. We'll write them in. That way that ticker will go across too. You can watch it on your other channels like NFL Network and everything else, but we will also have it scrolled here. So you can mark those guys off your board in case you got to step away and pee or grab another beer or do whatever it is you got to do. And then come on back on and get caught back up.
Root beer for the champions.
All right, root beer. I didn't even think you drank root beer.
Oh yeah. I drink a little root beer here and there.
I got coffee. I got water. I might walk away with get some electrolyte water for me to keep hydrated during this process.
And I have a question for you, Coach Mad Mike. So
yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so after I sent you a link earlier about the picks, right? About the picks, they said would be an ideal draft. Zoroku coming to us, Jimmy Horn Jr., and now I don't think Jimmy Horn Jr. is a little small for a receiver. I don't think he's gonna be around that late, but I mean I can see that as a good 5th round pickup.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I also came across some news that we could trade away our 4th round pick because there's a couple of teams out there that have corners that might be on the trading block.
Well, Cleveland is one of them. Cleveland,
right.
Greg Newsome is on the block. So they're one of them. There are lots of options out here for us tonight. On it, we may not necessarily have to get a quarterback in this draft. We can get somebody like Greg Newsome. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's Newsome out there. There's Alexander that's out there. There's guys that I think that we could possibly trade for. But I'm very interested with the Washington Commanders on what it is that we are actually going to do. 5 picks is not a lot to work with. You got to really, really hit on him. And Adam Peters is the deal maker. We're going to see, does he pick up more picks by trading back? Does he trade somebody like B-Rob or Marshawn Lattimore to try to pick up more picks? Like, what has he got up his sleeve that we're not tracking?
Well, I mean, and now if you think about it too, B-Rob right now Because we're not getting rid of Terry McLaurin. I'm gonna tell you somebody else that may be pretty good draft capital for us because we brought so many defensive linemen in, right? Another person may be good draft capital for us is Deron Payne. Deron Payne may be some more good draft capital for us. So him, Marshawn Lattimore, B-Rob, because B-Rob will fit good in somebody else's system. I just don't think he fits good in Kingsbury's system.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I hope we don't get rid of Deron Payne, though, because after you losing Jonathan Allen, I think that weakens our interior defensive line too much. Like, I love Johnny Neutron. I call him Neutron, but it's Johnny Newton. But he was a welcome surprise because I was actually angry at the Commanders last year for not trading back into the first round to pick up an offensive tackle. But he's actually come in and been a great surprise. I'm glad he recovered from both 2 foot surgeries. Shaq, you called that bad boy. You called him anything. He's your guy. And man, you were on the mark when it came to him.
Him and Sam Hartman. I just wish Sam Hartman got more of a chance.
I think he will maybe this year. He's got to have a good offseason, and if he does, I think this will be another developmental year for him, and maybe it'll be the last year we carry Mariota. You never know. He's got to have a good camp, though.
Yeah, because, with us bringing Josh Johnson in, Driscoll's still there. There's be competition for that third spot.
Yeah. First of all, for all those who are just joining us on here, I just want to say it again. Make sure you get your picks in beforehand. Tell us what you think. Make sure you comment. This is a participation sport. So you are here. Watch the draft in the background, but you are here because we want your banter. We want to know what you're thinking. We want to know your comments. This is a place where we can talk all kinds of crap about what we think.
Talking about the Commanders right now. They saying 6 of the last 7 first-round picks from the Commanders are no longer on the roster. Remember, they just brought up an important fact. 6 of the last 7 first-round picks. Jaden Daniels is the last one. So that's
probably by design by Adam Peters, though.
Yeah, they got rid of all. I'm telling you, they got rid of all of Ron Rivera's picks. They was like, no, he wanted all these mid players or these players with bad attitudes. And then not only that, you have to swap out people that was a part of that culture. He got rid of a bunch of people. Terry McLaurin always been a winner. So he's like, no, this guy is here to play ball. He's been a bright spot on this franchise all these years. He's not going nowhere. But everybody else, let him go. Let him go. We need to bring people in right now, a fresh start, fresh franchise, fresh coaching, fresh ownership, fresh GM, you know what I'm saying? Fresh quarterback. So we're going to see, though. We're going to see.
All right. You guys text your messages out to everybody. Make sure they know to come on, participate in the draft with us. We'd love to be able to have them on here. I'm looking for somebody new to come on to the show and make their presence known and be a new subscriber. We want to be able to give them recognition here on the channel. So come on and let's get ready to go. We are inside of 5 minutes from when this thing's supposed to be kicking off. We will see where they're at. Oh man, this is telling you I'm so excited for tonight.
I'm excited. I'm excited. So this is what I'm excited for. I'm excited for the chaos. That's what I'm excited for. I'm excited for the chaos of all the trades that are going to be happening, the ones that we don't expect. That's what I'm excited for. I'm excited for the chaos.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the things that we're going to consider dumb, but there's a method behind the madness. I'm curious to see how these GMs are going to operate in this draft. Again, this draft class, compared to other draft classes, this draft class does not score high.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't score high. So are there some diamonds in the rough? Yes, there are some diamonds in the rough. There are a ton of diamonds in the rough. We know this. There's always unsuspected heroes in the draft, right? So we're going to see. And I got a feeling that a lot of those guys that's going to have long-term careers are going to come in the later rounds. We're going to find a future Terry McLaurin's. We're going to find a future Tom Brady's. We're going to find a future Brock Purdy's. People that came in the later rounds, the London Fletchers. The people that came in the later rounds, they have just been stellar. They're going to be stellar. I got a feeling we're going to see a lot of rounds 4 through 7. We're going to see a lot of potential Hall of Famers in this draft. I think besides Abdul Carter, McMillan, Jahar Campbell, Will Campbell. They're maybe like 6 or 7 in that first round. I'm like, okay, cool. I can see being around for a very, very long time, right? But I think we're gonna get our real depth. We're gonna get those long-term guys in the later rounds. That's where I feel. A lot of these guys are not gonna be on the NFL. A lot of these guys in the first round may not be on the NFL roster in a couple of years.
Yeah, I will tell you one exception about this draft class that I feel is pretty strong about it, and that's edge rusher. I think there's a lot of edge rushers in this draft class that if you need an edge rusher, like the Washington Commanders does, you need to get it in this draft because there's probably a half a dozen edge rushers that are starting caliber right now.
Oh yeah, hey Jeff, how you doing this evening? I'm watching the NFL Network. Yeah, so I have the NFL Network on in the back. Yes, sir. I hope you're doing good, man. I hope your mock draft is as correct as you want it to be. And you're a Jacksonville fan, correct? So y'all are in a complete rebuild. Hopefully, they listen to what we did on Monday, and y'all get an offensive lineman to protect Trevor Lawrence because he's down there getting broken up.
Yeah, and I would say also, Jeff, one thing interesting about the Jacksonville Jaguars is that's a sweet spot where people who want Gentry, they're going to be burning up y'all's phones to try to make a trade. And this could be a really interesting night where you could pick up some additional picks and have a lot more activity and a lot more pieces to build the Jags.
Imagine if Jacksonville does pick Gentry. I'm telling you, they could get 3 picks in this draft and a player for him. They could.
They did a lot.
A running back is not what Jacksonville's need. They are solid in the backfield down there. It's not one they need. If they do draft him, look for Oakland to make moves. Look for the Cowboys to make moves. They're going to give up picks and players to bring this guy in. You know what I'm saying? There are other people that need him. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say Green Bay gonna move up, but say we maybe Miami, the Patriots. You know, they're teams that maybe move around. The Jets are talking about giving up Breece Hall, so that's another trade piece. I want to see where he lands at the end of the night because Breece Hall still got tread on the tires in the backfield. So I would like to see where he is. The Browns would say they give up that they trade that second pick to move down the draft, right? Somebody trades up with them, give them everything they need, right? The Browns may pick up Gentry, right? I think he's more of a need. I think he's more of a need for them than Abdul Carter something to build around. Him and Myles Garrett will be something nice to see. But Nick Chubb is done. You know what I'm saying? Bring in that nice young running back because your quarterback situation is trash there. It's trash. So bring in another running back to take some of the burden off.
All right. Well, we got Large Sarge that coming to us from the liquor store. How you doing there, Large Sarge?
Hanging in there, buddy. Hanging in there.
All right. Well, it's nice to see you join us when you can. We understand when you drop off, you got to drop off. But, man, we are getting close.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Jack. Yeah, Jack, you're right. Minnesota only has 4 picks. But you know what, though? They're going to do, I think, right now, in the NFC North, and this is me, no disrespect to Laji Saji's team, but the Minnesota Vikings are the most complete team in the North. They are. Receiving-wise, defensive-wise, backfield-wise, they're the most complete team. The Vikings are. Coaching-wise, they're the most complete team in the North right now.
I give you the coaches.
The players, too. Y'all gave up too much on defense, Larsar. The Lions gave up too much.
Yeah, but watch what we're going to do. Watch what we're going to do. Just watch.
And then you have Dan Campbell. They can't call a clutch play to save his life.
He still doesn't know how to use a field goal kicker.
I said I'd give you the coaching.
Yeah.
We just signed the largest deal in NFL history for a safety for Kirby Joseph. $86 million.
Oh my goodness, man.
The most expensive safety in NFL history.
Come on, man, cut it out.
Well, it's crazy. I'm watching my thing over here, but I can't believe it. Like I watched through you over there, Shaq, and you are like a good 20 seconds ahead of me.
Yeah,
I can't believe the delay on my TV compared to yours.
ESPN and ABC has a delay. I'm right. It's on NFL Network. It's like 5 second delay from the live broadcast. Y'all probably like way behind me.
Yeah, I'm a good 20 seconds behind you. I'm thinking about turning off my TV and just letting you announce them from there.
So I came in to give a whoop to get this thing kicked off. Where's the commissioner?
I'm telling you. I mean, I have to watch.
Hold on. There you go. I think he already been booed. I think they just booed him already.
They booed him. We're 5 minutes late.
Why they have a little Wayne on the stage? See, they booed him.
They booed him already?
They booed him. They're booing him.
All right, well, let us know when he's on the clock. Everybody else, make sure you call your buddies and go ahead and join on in. Make sure you get the word out. We'd love to be able to have you participate in this year's draft and get a couple new people who like to join in on the banter. We sure love that. So, all right, everybody, when they come on the clock, I want y'all's predictions for who's going to be the #1 overall pick.
Now, again, the Titans aren't budging. The Titans are not budging off that pick, so it's going to be Cam Ward. They're not budging off of that pick.
Yeah, I think that one's an easy one. My dog's barking. I'm going to have to shut this door.
Yeah, I think so. Hey, I have a question for you. Jeff, how many picks do the Jaguars have in this draft? And what do you think their most important need is besides defensive tackle and offensive line, of course? That's a question for you, Jeff. You know what I'm saying? I know that we're about to be on the clock here in a couple minutes. You know what? One thing that I wish they would do better about the draft. I wish they would cut down the time in the first round, because the teams essentially already know who they first, second, third. Like, instead of giving them 5 minutes in between the draft, cut it down to like 2.5 minutes, and then in the later rounds, when it starts getting more difficult to pick players, you get more time. What y'all think about that?
Well, the first round, each team has 15 minutes on the clock. It's insane.
That's insane.
And what pisses me off is, like, the #1 pick, like you say, like, if you're taking Cam Ward, like, what's happened in the past is they'll use all 15 minutes to turn in their card. It's just like, why? Has everybody around the league not already called you about that pick? And if you're already set on it, why? Why are you waiting so long?
They want to know the number of people.
I'm looking at the free agents. Asante Samuel's still out there. Brandon Scherf, Elijah Moore. There's a whole lot of good players. Amari Cooper's still out there. Rasul Douglas, Julian Blackman, Mike Hilton. There's still a lot of good guys out here. Nick Chubb's still out here. Joshua Dobbs still out here. And he had a great year. Joshua Dobbs had a great year with the Chargers last year.
All right.
Yeah, I think for a lot of them,
I'll check back in.
All right, Sarge, we will.
Sarge!
All right. Well, I will tell you, for a lot of those, I think at this particular point, like, people's values drop after the draft.
All right, the Titans are on the clock.
Titans are on the clock.
The Titans are on the clock. And it's 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes in between.
10 minutes now instead of 15. Okay, well, that's good to shorten that thing down a little bit, because
that's a long time. I mean, I understand people pay for the experience, but if you're the NFL, you have other things going on. Like, there are concerts, there are other ways to make money besides people sitting there talking smack for 10 minutes between each draft. If let's think about this, right? We're talking about 32 picks. We're talking about this draft, this first round will be longer than a football game. Right.
So everybody go ahead and put in, who do you think is going to be the first overall pick? I think we could probably be unanimous on this one, but does anybody actually, why don't we ask this? Does anybody think it's not going to be Cam Ward? That's what I want to know.
I don't think so. I don't think it's not going to be Cam Ward. I think that they should not draft him. I told you that I think they should draft the best player in the draft, which is Abdul Carter.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't They
Yeah,
already
even
know.
Jeff
They already
says,
smile.
Cam's going to be a waste of money there. I mean, I get it. Titans need a quarterback. They could have probably made a free agent play for somebody, but and taking the best player in the draft. But because they didn't do it, I think like this is already locked in. It's going to be Cam Ward.
They should go get Aaron Rodgers. And then look, let me tell you this: they have been failing in Tennessee when it comes to quarterbacks. Will Levis, Malik Willis, and then they let Malik Willis walk when he went to Green Bay as a backup, and he got his chance to play. He showed out.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was more or less coaching than him.
I tell you, one player that you could go out and get relatively cheap, Sam Howell from Seattle.
Yeah. I believe if he gets some burn, he's gonna be all right.
Yep.
I firmly believe if he goes win and get some burn, he's gonna be all right.
So so it's going to be interesting to see what really happens here. How much time we got left on the clock there? You say about 7 minutes?
6:57. Boom.
Yeah, you are way ahead of me, man.
Oh, yeah. NFL Network. I'm getting it straight from the source, baby.
It's good to have that. All right, guys. Well, I'll tell you what. Make sure you go ahead and keep texting your buddies and get them on here. Love to be able to have them join us.
And if you can't tell, I'm in the finest Redskin onesie tonight. Modeling my Redskin onesie.
It's a onesie? Oh, my goodness.
I got the Redskin onesie on.
Redskin onesies.
The slippers, the socks.
You look like you're ready to roll in the bed when this thing's over.
Yeah, got to coordinate. Forced to pick James Pierce Jr. Got to coordinate.
Oh, my goodness. That's it. All right, they're on the phone. They're talking to somebody.
Oh, yeah, they're talking to Cam Ward.
They're talking to Cam Ward. Say, welcome to Tennessee. Pack your bags. They're probably already packed. We got a jet waiting for you to bring you to Nashville, Tennessee.
Yep.
Oh, my goodness.
They already, the pick is in. Okay, the pick is in. Let's go.
All right, pick is in. So it did not get traded.
On the phone, and they're beginning to pass it around, which means we're
the pick is in. They already talking to Cam Ward right now.
There you go.
This is going to be fun tape to watch.
So it like I'm ahead. Listen.
Yep.
Now, do you see how they this is me, right? They keep talking about his arm strength. They keep talking about his arm strength, his arm strength, his arm strength. No, man, I mean, I want him to be successful. I do. I don't want to see these guys going to the NFL, getting hurt or broke up and stuff like that. I just don't feel like he's the guy to carry a franchise. We knew what we was getting with Jay Daniels because he led two different college teams to win the seasons. Arizona State, LSU, right? We knew what we was getting.
Yep.
What we did see from Cam Ward in the clutch is him giving up on his team.
Yeah.
So that is the kind of player that they're getting in him, right? And so we're gonna see. We're gonna see. I mean, we know it's gonna be Cam Ward, right? And over these last a few years, we've seen a whole bunch of bust QBs go in the first round. The pick is in.
The pick is in. All right, let's get it going. Let's get this thing announced. So I'm telling you, so Jeff brings up a good point. There's no income tax in Tennessee. I think that's becoming more and more of a lucrative point for a lot of players around the NFL and I think a lot of states are trying to get away from no income tax, especially if there's sports franchises in there, because players don't want to play where they get taxed federally and by the state. So
that luxury tax, and then there's a luxury taxes in a lot of places. Now that's why so many teams of players are eager to play in Miami, Jacksonville. Teams are eager to play in Dallas, even though the teams ain't good. They're eager. Everybody's like, I don't want to go to LA and play, get taxed all the way out. Go to New York and play. It's cold. The city's dirty. And I'm getting taxed 4 times over compared to everywhere else. DC players come here. That's why they got to pay players so much to come here, because of how much they get taxed, especially if you live in DC.
I think it's the same way if you live in California. You live in California, man, you're getting taxed like crazy.
Yeah.
So Jack said that the Giants offered this year's number 1 and next year's number 1 for the number 1 overall pick, and I guess it probably was turned down because I think Tennessee Titans are picking here.
Well, okay, so with them bringing in Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson, I know they weren't going to trade up. I know they weren't going to trade up for a quarterback. That just don't make sense to me.
Yeah.
They go to Booze.
Let's hear it.
They go to Booze.
With the first pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Cameron Ward.
Cameron Ward, first pick.
There you go. That was no surprise to anybody. I think every analyst out there picked Cam Ward. We picked Cam Ward in our mock draft. That was kind of an easy one. This is where the draft really gets interesting because what's going to happen at pick 2 is going to be, whoever. It's either going to be Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter, I believe. But it'll be interesting to see if it's the Cleveland Browns that's actually making the pick, or do they trade out of it?
If the Browns making the pick, it's gonna be Abdul Carter.
Yeah.
And yeah. If the Browns are making the pick, it's gonna be Abdul Carter. Abdul Carter and Myles Garrett in the same front seven is gonna be insanity in the NFL.
Yeah. So teams from around the NFL are going to need to trade up to this spot if you want Abdul Carter, you're going to need to trade up with the Browns right now and take it because otherwise the Browns are going to take him.
Yeah. Cam Ward.
Can you believe I actually saw a couple mock drafts out there that had Sanders going number 2 to Cleveland?
Absolutely not.
That's crazy.
I'm telling you, I don't think because of Shedeur Sanders' cocky attitude, I don't even see him going in the first round. That was a turnoff to a lot of GMs.
Yeah.
You're not primetime. You're not Dion. You're not.
Yeah, you're not. So even though he was coached by him his entire life, but
you're not him. So now one of these things, just as they already know who they drafted. They got the jerseys made already. They're not pressing these jerseys up right in the back.
Actually, they are. I saw a special on this on Prep for the Draft. They actually have a lady back there. They have all the stencils. They got all the jerseys, and within less than 30 seconds, they can pull the jersey, iron the name on, and have it ready to walk out in less than 30 seconds.
What?
It's crazy. But I saw how they did it behind the scenes, and they got a lady back there who does it.
What we got here?
We got a trade.
Jaguars the Browns trade. Jaguars second overall pick, 4th round pick, 6th round pick. The Browns received 5th, 2nd round pick, 4th round pick, and the 1st round pick in 2026. Jacksonville just traded to the number 2 pick.
So Jacksonville is getting Abdul Carter, huh?
Yep, Jacksonville just traded to the number 2 pick. Oh man, now this shakes things up a lot.
So Cleveland went back to number 5, huh?
Yep, and they number 6, I believe, and they gave up. It looked like a fair amount of trades, except for Cleveland got, Jacksonville got, they got short again. I think it was the number 1, 2026 next year's draft. I got to see who got the number 1. Oh, so yeah, this is gonna be Travis Hunter.
Whoa, Travis Hunter to the Jags?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know why they would do that, but it's gonna be Travis Hunter.
Wow.
Travis Hunter to the Jags, and we knew it was gonna be a big mix-up, right?
So Jack called that thing very, very early that this was going to be a trade. He called it 2 minutes ago, long before it happened. So Jack's like on the ticker. And we appreciate you, Jack, for doing that. Like, that's incredible. And I tell you, this is phenomenal to kind of see all this come down the way that it is.
So the Browns received 4 picks in this draft, and they gave 3 away, and then Jacksonville has a 1st round next year.
Oh wow, that's big.
Big.
It's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see who they pick because it looks like they got less than 4 minutes left on the clock there. And
it's Travis Hunter.
You think it's Travis Hunter?
Yeah, Travis Hunter.
Wow.
Yeah,
that means Abdul Carter drops from number 3 to the Giants, and that would be crazy.
He's gonna be a menace. We don't want to deal with him in the NFC East.
I do not want to deal with him.
Come on,
I don't want to deal with him.
What do y'all do? We don't want to have to deal with him in the NFC East.
No, we don't.
Come on,
I
man.
do not want to do with that dude Carter, but it looks like we might have to.
Yep. Man.
So there's the first big trade.
With the Commanders' suspect offensive lineman dealing with Abdul Carter twice a year, and their offense is going to get better because they have a quarterback. That's the only thing they was missing last year. Malik Neighbors with Russell Wilson or James Winston. Come on, man.
Jacksonville needs to take out Abdul Carter, man. Jacksonville needs to take out Abdul Carter right here, man. They just do. They could use him.
The pick is in.
Pick's in. We're going to find out here real soon what it's going to be. But I'm telling you, I would just, man. So, Jack, tell us as soon as you find out. What do y'all think, man? Tell us. Who do you think the number 2 pick is? Go ahead and put it on the chat.
Hey, it's be Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter.
You think it's Travis Hunter? I mean, I don't know how you could trade up and not get Abdul Carter, though.
Yeah. Touche.
Like, you're going to give up a lot? Like, you want a guy that you were like you want the best kind of draft if you're going to trade up at this point.
Yeah, touche. But I don't know what it is. I mean, as far as like the best player, Abdul Carter, the best athlete in the draft is Travis Hunter. So
Jeff says he hopes it's Carter, but Jack says Hunter is the pick.
Yeah, Travis Hunter's going to be the pick.
Wow. I would that kind of shocks me a little bit. To be honest with you, I think that's a long way to jump up.
For Travis Hunter.
I mean,
he's the best athlete in the draft.
But
Travis Hunter's the best athlete in the draft.
But Cleveland probably but you would think Cleveland probably would have taken Abdul Carter and they could have traded with the Giants and maybe given up a little bit less. Because when you look at the value chart, there's a huge difference between the number 2 and number 3 pick on the value chart.
Yeah, it is.
And so it's just very, very interesting. Jeff's saying ESPN is saying Travis Hunter as well. Jack's saying it's Travis Hunter.
Travis Hunter. I'm telling you, it's Travis Hunter.
All right. And it looks like the selection is getting ready to happen.
Yep. It's going to be Travis Hunter.
Oh, my goodness. This is crazy right now.
Take a moment to recognize a player who's made a profound.
Yeah, it's going to be Travis Hunter. It only makes sense for them. And now you have a dual-side threat. You have an offensive threat and you have a defensive threat, right? And we know Jacksonville needs help. They brought De'Armond Brown in. What does De'Armond Brown want to do? They let Christian Kirk go, right? They need help. Secondary was garbage last year. So Travis Hunter is the smart move.
We are proudly joined by the 2024.
So according to our mock draft, it was Abdul Carter. But we might already be wrong on pick number 2.
Yeah, but we didn't expect this big trade either. We didn't expect this big trade either. No. Yeah, no, we definitely didn't expect this.
Wow, this is like crazy to me. So I tell you, I wasn't expecting a trade at number 2. I thought the first pick we would have might be at 4 or 5.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting number 2 just for how much you have to give up.
With all this movement going on, how do you feel about us trading back if we don't get what we want? Now, all this movement starting to happen.
I told y'all before, like I'm big on it. You trade back. Let's hear the pick real quick. See what he's got going for us here. Everybody believes this is Travis Carter, or Travis Hunter, I'm sorry.
It is. It's Travis Hunter. There you go.
To the Jacksonville Jaguars. And with the second pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select
Travis Hunter, number 2. Travis Hunter.
Travis Hunter.
Oh, look, his girlfriend stood up. His girlfriend stood up and starting to act right now. She's like, "Oh, baby, you secured the money now. You secured the money."
Yeah. Hey, she better get the ring because every woman's going to be chasing him if he's still single. All right, that's very, very interesting. So now the New York Giants are on the clock, and they have a shot. This is probably an ideal situation for the Giants to say, hey, we can get Abdul Carter right here. And I just don't want that to happen in the NFC East, man. That hurts.
Now look, curveball Curveball. What if they draft Austin Gentry? Curveball.
Woo!
Because they need a running back.
That's valid because they had to watch Saquon Barkley go to the Eagles and win a Super Bowl in their division.
Yep.
That has to hurt a lot of fans. People would love if they got Gentry right here just to make up for it. Because I'm telling you, a lot of New York Giants fans are very, very sour about that.
Well, it was and look, even the in last year's draft, the general manager, his son, Dad, draft Jaden Daniels. Dad, draft Jaden Daniels. He was telling them last year.
And they didn't do that either. Yeah.
He may have listened to his kid this year.
Woo.
Yep, he made it the cornerback wide receiver. Oh yeah, he gonna be a problem in Jacksonville. Hey, good job with that one, Jeff.
Yeah, that's a big one right there, man. Jacksonville getting that one.
There's too many gold diggers in Jacksonville, Jeff. Nah, not where he gonna be living at. He's not gonna be living. He ain't gonna be living in the city nowhere. He gonna be way on the outskirts.
Way on the outskirts, he can get property really cheap.
Yeah,
there ain't nothing around Jacksonville. So I'm telling you, when you go to Florida, you go to Jacksonville, there ain't nothing around there, and there's no state income tax in Florida. I mean, you can get a whole lot of anything you want when you got that kind of money down in Jacksonville.
Yep, in Duval County.
All right, so what do y'all think is going to be the New York Giants pick here? Saquon Barkley? Is it going to be Abdul Carter? Are they going to trade? What do y'all think? Tell us what y'all think in the comments section. We would love to hear what you guys think.
It would shake up the draft if they just drafted Gentry right now. It would shake up the draft. It would shake up everybody's picks. If Abdul Carter falls outside of the top 3, that's gonna shake up everybody's draft. I am telling you, it is gonna shake up everybody's draft if he falls outside of the top 3. Will it happen? Probably not. But I mean, I wanted to. I don't want to see him 2 times a year in the NFC East. Sorry, not sorry. I don't.
Hold on, I'm trying to text a couple people to tell them, get on the show, man. I want to hear this. So Jack says Campbell for the Giants. Campbell?
Will Campbell?
Will Campbell for the Giants? Ooh. That would be a wow. You mean Abdul Carter will drop to the Patriots?
That's insanity. That is insanity.
Okay, but now he's saying that the pick is probably Abdul Carter. I would expect it to be Abdul Carter. As much as that pains me to say, somebody trade with them, man. Like, I don't want Abdul Carter in the NFC East. Oh, man. The only thing I can say is I'm glad we got Tunzel to help out.
Okay, so if Abdul Carter isn't picked here, he's definitely going the next pick. No matter what the Pats need, no matter what they need, Abdul Carter is the best player on the board. He's going out of there.
And, yeah, I don't see him slipping past number 4. But he's probably right here at number 3.
No, and there are teams that could use him. I would try to trade up for that, give up some draft capital or some players, and move up for him. I'm just saying, teams like the Raiders, they can use him and Crosby out there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they would be a perfect tandem, especially if like Gentry goes before it gets to them.
Yeah. I tell you what, man, if you want to Abdul Carter and you're not calling the Giants right now, because the Giants would probably trade the pick away because they need quarterback, they need other stuff, right? They don't have to pick right here. So if you really want Abdul Carter, that's the place to trade into if you're a team around there. I want someone to trade with him. Oh, man, the Giants made the selection, so drop the board.
Abdul Carter's about to get picked, right? So
yeah,
we got to deal with Abdul Carter and Michael Parsons. We got Zach Bond with the Eagles. We got Zach
Oh
Bond
my
with the
goodness.
Eagles, and you know what I'm saying, and all of them up there, and their linebacker core. Then we got to deal with Michael Parsons in Dallas, and now we got to deal with Abdul Carter. Abdul Carter just got drafted to the Giants. Man, this is insanity. And then guess who we got? We got old Bobby Wagner. Old as Bobby Wagner.
Come on, don't hate on Bobby Wagner, man.
Look, Bobby Wagner need to be on the staff. He's still trying to play. He still had a great year last year.
He's got a great year. He's got one more in him.
Like imagine Abdul Carter having a mentor like Bobby Wagner. Come on.
That would be great, but we weren't going to trade that far up to get him.
No, absolutely not.
I mean, I'm glad that we signed him because we'd be a lot worse off if we didn't re-sign Bobby Wagner. Let's be real.
Look, and then again, Penn State is linebacker university. Like, you have certain schools, right? You're going to get Alabama, lineman, running back university, stuff like that. Penn State is linebacker university. That's all they do is create great linebackers. So this is going to be something else. To deal with him twice a year, Michael Parsons twice a year, and then deal with Philadelphia's linebacker core twice a year. That's going to be something, that we want to prepare for. I know right now, Adam Peterson knows them right now, like, oh yeah, we got to beef up this offensive line.
So another thing, Jack is reporting that the Browns are taking phone calls again at number 5. So they might even trade down again.
So look,
wow.
The Browns are right now, I feel like the Browns are in a complete rebuild. The Browns they have their eyes on players, but the Browns are in a complete rebuild. If they can leave this draft right now, they have maybe 8 or 9 picks, 6 or 7 picks right now. If they can leave this draft with 10 picks, you have a future to build off of.
And that might be what they're going for sure. But like, to me, congratulations to the New York Giants for getting Abdul Carter. But like, man, I do not want to face him, but I get it. That's real now. He is a New York Giant.
Yeah. And then they just showed some of the best linebackers from there. Navarro Bowman, Navarre Arrington, Michael Parsons, him, Abdul Carter, the linebacker university.
It is. So we are now on the 4th pick by the Patriots. The Patriots here can go a number of directions. I have a feeling it could possibly be a tackle here for Will Campbell. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna say Will Campbell. They have to shore up that offensive line. I'm gonna say Will Campbell, I would say Will Campbell. Will Campbell at this pick.
The only way I see it kind of going a little bit different is if they're fielding phone calls because somebody wants to jump up and get Gentry here. Because people are going to start getting itchy.
At number five right now, and hear me out. If the Browns are trying to build from scratch, they're trying to get as many picks as they can. There are people licking their chops right now to get that number 5 pick. And if this is just me, I don't want it to happen, but this is just me. If I were the Cowboys, if I was Jerry Jones, I would be on the phone with the Browns right now.
And they might be. The only way to circumvent that is if you're a team and you jump up to number 4 with the Patriots and just screw that plan all up.
Yeah.
Because we're in that area, like the first trade's already happened, so we could have like some craziness happen.
Yeah. So yeah,
this draft is seriously interesting.
The Browns, like Oakland, and the Cowboys are the 2 teams that we should be looking for to be on the phone with the Browns right now.
Who should be on the phone with the Patriots? You think the Patriots are doing anything, or you think the Patriots are going to hold fast and pick?
Well, let me see. New England, because this New England pick is going to be something else. So I don't know.
Yeah,
they probably already know who they're going to pick because essentially the best players in the first round.
Well, pickers say the pick is in, so they are not trading. They are picking right here. I believe this is going to be left tackle Will Campbell. And to the Patriots and to shore up that line a little bit. And but we will see. We'll see who they actually pick here shortly.
Yep.
Nick, you'll have to let us know if you got the inside scoop. We appreciate that.
But I'm gonna say this: the Browns, if the Browns are taking calls, the Raiders better get on it, because the Raiders they have the quarterback, they have the receiving core, Pete Carroll needs a running back. So Pete Carroll, and it's only one pick up. So hold on, let me see. Cleveland, yeah, it's only one pick up. You will swap from number 6 to number 5. I mean, the Raiders should do it before the Cowboys get on it. Or Chicago. Chicago's another team that may trade up to that.
Yep.
So, this is about to be really, really interesting.
Yeah, Jack says the pick is Will Campbell. We'll see. We'll see here. So that would make a whole lot of sense if that's what it would be.
Yep, because they got to protect Drake May. I believe Drake May is going to have a pretty decent career if they can get some good play calling around him. So they got Stephon Diggs up there now. You know, he has people to throw the ball to. So now, that's a good pick. Great pick.
Yeah, it is. It's a really good pick. Yeah.
I mean, with the Patriots now, I'm curious to see what Cleveland is going to do right now. That's my thing. I am curious to see what Cleveland is going to do. I am.
Yeah. They could trade again.
Very, very curious to see what they're going to do.
So far in our mock, if Will Campbell is indeed the pick, we are 50% so far on our mock draft. We flipped Abdul Carter and Travis Hunter, where they would go in those positions. Of course, that trade between the Cleveland Browns and the Jacksonville Jaguars threw a monkey wrench in probably everybody's mock draft.
Now, I'll tell you, one of the most frustrating things, looking at the Patriots' first-round picks, one of the most frustrating things about watching the Patriots' first-round pick is that we passed up on Christian Gonzalez, which is about to be an all-pro, for Emmanuel Forbes.
Yeah. I tell you, when you look back in history, there's so many things like, I'm telling you, Ron Rivera just messed up every single draft that we had. You know,
who was doing that? Who was doing their player recruitment? You know, they sent guys up to the scout players and stuff like that. Like, who looked at Emmanuel Forbes like, oh, this dude is about to be the future of the NFL?
Well, I tell you what, none of them are in Washington anymore. I think they all are unemployed.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because Emmanuel Forbes went out there, was on the practice squad. He ain't get no burn.
They're watching the draft like us. They're not part of it. So
it is.
All right, here's the pick. We're going to hear Patriots selection. This should be Will Campbell. We'll see. Might be a surprise.
He said Travis Hunter is the first player from the Banana Ball League.
There it is. Will Campbell was selected.
Hey, Will Campbell.
There it is. Will Campbell was selected.
Will Campbell. Why he look like Mark Schlereth, a young Mark Schlereth. Look at him. He's like a young Mark Schlereth. Old school. We're talking about old school Hogs football.
All right, let's let the hog smuggling happen again, as good old Lord Sarge would say, because this is a crazy time period because the Cleveland Browns are back on the clock. They've already traded out the number 2 pick. They're at the number 5. They were taking calls again. This could be another big pick. You know, it could be the, you know. Jack says he knows who they're picking, who Cleveland's picking.
Who, Jack?
Who, Jack? Tell us. Who are they picking? They're actually picking. They're not trading.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you. This is where it gets spicy at, because we don't know. We really don't know. This is where it gets spicy at. I mean, because the Browns have so many needs, right? The Browns have so many needs, and I think they passed up on the best opportunity to bring in a franchise player by trading the number 2 pick. They did gain a lot of picks, and remember when we first started the show, I said that because they got a lot of 4th, fifth, sixth round picks, whatever case may be. Remember, I said this is going to be the draft where a lot of those guys drafted between 4 and the end of the draft are going to have longevity, long-term careers. Like, I feel like this is that kind of draft.
This might be Mason Graham. This might be Mason Graham going right here. Because Jack saying he's a Michigan player defense. If that's true, then it's Mason Graham here. That would be interesting.
Yeah, him and Myles Garrett. That would be a sight to see. And I mean, I would rather them have took Abdul Carter.
Well, Bill Carter's off the board, so
I wish they would. I wish they just took him.
But trading back to pick up more picks to get Mason Graham would be certainly really interesting. I like the teaser there, Jack, to make us figure it out on our own. I appreciate you, man. I love you, man. That's awesome. So all of you guys who have joined us on, welcome to Football Site. Listen to the draft in the background. Make your comments in the comment section. This is where you get to come and participate. Chat away. We'd love to hear from you. What is your predictions? Who do you think we're going to get? Talk your trash. We don't care. We all love y'all anyway. Just come on and just bring it on. Invite buddies. Join on in. We sure like to hear from you. And right now they're talking with Will Campbell, but congratulations for him going to the Patriots.
Yeah, he's crying. Because now,
I love it.
I mean, imagine that though. You a young kid, 20 years old, 21 years old, and then you're in a position where you can just take care of your family for the rest of your life.
That's it.
Hard work. That hard work pays off. Sooner or later, the way AI is growing and all this stuff, literally the way AI is going, you're either going to be a plumber, electrician, a professional player, or a barber. All the rest of the jobs are going to be gone. we need to start creating more football and basketball leagues out here.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, when I retire, I'm going to be a full-time scuba diver. So, I don't think I'll be replaced by AI.
Yeah, robots ain't doing that.
They ain't going underwater. They'll rust.
Yeah. Oh, the Browns pick is in.
All right, the Browns pick's in. They did not trade. They are doing it. We said that we most likely believe that this is.
So now, what if they draft? Say they draft Gentry, and then they trade. Because he's a piece. He's a piece that they can use. Like, there are teams that will give up a lot for him.
Yeah. But we believe that this pick is Mason Graham. But we will find out if that's the name that actually gets called. That's interesting right there. According to the Football Psych's official mock draft, that is where we had him when Jacksonville had the pick. So we did have him going number 5 overall. So we will see if he's still number 5 overall, but going to the Cleveland Browns instead of Jacksonville Jaguars.
Me personally, now hear me out. You get more draft capital if they draft Gentry. There is way more draft capital if they draft Gentry. Way more. And they can get, if they draft him, they can receive so much more. If nobody wants to trade, picks, or Austin Gentry is going to so-and-so for this amount of picks or whatever the case may be, they still have a franchise player they can build around.
The other thing that's interesting, too, is I'm pretty sure if you asked Jim Brown who he would pick, he'd probably pick Gentry.
Yeah. If Jim Brown was out there doing the pick, they'd be like, I don't care what they got on this paper. This is who we take.
All right, here it is.
Mason Graham
it is.
Mason Graham.
All right. So we are still right on our draft board. We had him going number 5 all overall. So, but instead of to the Jacksonville Jaguars, he's going to Cleveland. So congratulations to Mason Graham going to the Browns. That just sets everything up for the Raiders what they wanted.
Gentry's going off the board.
He's coming off the board right here.
Can we all agree that Gentry's going off the board in the next? Like he is
coming off the board right now. The Raiders will be stupid. Like they will get hazed by Raider Nation if they do not take Gentry right here.
So I'm gonna tell you,
There'll be riots in the street if they don't take Gentry right here.
Some of the most brutalist fans in the NFL are Raiders fans. The Eagles fans, Raiders fans, the most unsufferable fans are Steelers fans, Patriots fans, Chiefs fans, and Cowboys fans. But when it comes to like brutality, you may go to a Raiders game in the wrong jersey and get stabbed.
Well, I will tell you, if you don't pick Gentry here, there might be riots in the street when it comes to these Raiders fans. Like, they're serious.
Hey, they're gonna be calling for Pete Carroll's job already. They're gonna be calling for his job.
All right. All right.
They can be like, look, what are you doing? You already, like, what are you doing? You got to go already. You have to go.
All right, so we got a new fan on. I just want to let you know this is Griffin on. Welcome, Griffin, here. I believe that's my buddy Josh. Welcome to the channel, man. Glad that you're joining the draft with us. Appreciate you. You believe that also the Raiders got him. They got Gentry. Jack saying, yep, the selection's Gentry. We sure do it. So Josh is a Cowboys fan.
Oh, trash. Now, listen, he's a Cowboys fan.
I love he's on the show.
Trash. Now,
well, you should have traded up with the Browns to get Gentry.
They should have traded to the Browns to get Gentry. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, the Cowboys is not going to do nothing until Jerry Jones takes his foul and closes his eyes for the last time. I'm sorry, not sorry. I mean, I don't want to see the man pass away. I don't want to see the man pass away because I like the job keep sucking. So, but the team is not going to be good. He's not the general manager no more. Because if he was on his P's and Q's, the Browns would take a phone call for number 5. They would have traded up number 5 to Gentry, swapped spots, and gave up another pick. 2 picks. The one they got now and another pick later on in the draft. Got the number 5, got Gentry to fill that gap they have in the backfield. But now y'all stuck with Dalvin Cook.
Well, I actually think, And I think Dallas is still okay because I think when they pick at 12, Hampton's going to be right there for him.
So now, if Omarion Hampton don't go in the first round, if he don't go in the first round, he's going to go later on or whatever case may be. Now, he's not going to drop to the second round, but
I think Cowboys are going to take him at 12.
I know if McMillan's on the board, McMillan's going 12. I think either McMillan or Tyler Warren. If one of those two are around at 12, that's what they draft. Really?
You don't think they would go Hampton? Like, I think that's like, you don't think running back's like a key?
It is, but we're in that pass heavy NFL. So hear me out. If Dak Prescott's coming back 100% health, right? They don't have the other side of CeeDee Lamb. Brandon Cooks is washed up. So let's draft a nice young receiver in McMillan to put somebody on the other side of CeeDee Lamb. Remember when the Cowboys was killing everybody, they had CeeDee Lamb and they had Amari Cooper. They had it. They don't have that right now. Right? You had an A and an A-. Right now they have a A and they have a C in Cooks. There's no other options. So
let's stand by for the Raiders pick because the commissioner's at the podium.
Yeah. Ashton Jensen.
There it is. We saw that happening.
Yep, off the board, Ashton Jensen. But we all knew that was coming.
We knew as soon as he fell to him, like if somebody else wanted him, they had to get in front of the Raiders.
Yeah.
And they didn't do it.
They didn't do it.
So there you go. He's off the board.
But again, Jerry Jones, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for being the general manager of the Cowboys. Thank you so much. I hope you live for infinity and stay their general manager. I appreciate you.
Oh my goodness.
When I say I appreciate you, because we can live without having him to deal with in the NFC East. Right? So thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. I really appreciate you. But as a lifelong Redskin fan, I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right.
Well, no, so Jack, I said now I did say it was a weird pick for the Raiders, but I knew that he was going to go there because they need him. I thought he was going to go before the Raiders, but the draft, everything moved around. Everything moved around. I thought he was going to go before the Raiders. You know, like before, maybe number 4 to the Pats, somewhere in there. But I mean, the Raiders, we called the Raiders. We said the same thing. We decided on the Raiders.
So the Jets are up next with the next pick on the 7th pick on here. This is going to be an interesting pick for the Jets.
Shadur Sanders.
Because the Jets can go a number of different directions here. I have their number 1 need being an lineman. This could be Will Campbell. Some people think that they might even go tight end. This could be a wide receiver. If you want McMillan right here, you can take him. I mean, you've got a lot of options as the Jets to go kind of crazy in a lot of different directions. What do you think is going to happen, Shaq?
We may see our first. We're going to see our first defensive end come off the board. If not, if we don't see a defensive end come off the board right now, Tyler Warren, tight end.
Yeah, that's what we have on our official mock draft is Tyler Warren, tight end. It's crazy to think like, a tight end would go this early, but it's a different league. And this guy's a generational talent. So
he's a different kind of guy, right? So they thought Kyle Pitts was a stud, right?
Right.
This is the first draft we had, and probably in the history where there's a potential for 2 tight ends to go in the first round.
This is crazy.
That's crazy. Loveland and Tyler Warren. And Tyler Warren is a baller. So he's going to go in the top 10, just a matter of where.
Right.
But
so you guys who are watching, put your selections. Who do you think the Jets are going to take? Let's hear from you. I'm very interested in what everybody's opinions are. Our official mock draft is that it's going to be Tyler Warren. But we'll see what happens here.
Now, look, the Jets do need to build a line. Grip, I hear you. The Jets need to build that line, but they went and got Justin Fields for a reason. He's mobile. They know the line needs work. They went and got him for a reason.
Jack says it might be Armand Mimbo, the tackle out of Missouri.
He's going early. We didn't have him going till late. When did we have him going?
We had him going the very next pick to Carolina at number 8. So a pick sooner if he goes to the Jets here. And you know what? That's probably a safer pick than going for a tight end that early. But it's very, very interesting. That's definitely a little bit of a shakeup. But it completely makes sense for the Jets.
Yeah, it makes sense. But I mean, if they want to add more explosiveness to this offense with Breece Hall, you know what I'm saying? You got your receiver, nice receiver core out there. You just added Justin Fields. That's why I like that Tyler Warren pick. That's why I like that pick. Right.
So Jack, that's 2 in a row for you, man. You're rocking on your mock draft. That's awesome. We'll see if it's Armand. I mean, he does. Jack does have a little bit of a quicker inside track, so that's good to hear. I am going to take a quick break, Shaq. Keep the discussion going, but I forgot to plug my computer in, and I need to go get my charger.
Oh yeah! Look. Uh-oh. Now look. This draft has been good so far, man. I want to thank everybody for actually tuning in and watching the draft with us. Thank y'all for interacting, especially my Cowboys fan. You know what kind of show this is, and you're here to take the beating, and it's okay. Now, with the Cowboys, Mr. Cowboys fan, I firmly believe that McMillan, y'all gonna draft McMillan. He's gonna be ready to go, and he's gonna help y'all out. But again, knowing Jerry Jones, y'all gonna draft something y'all don't need. Watch what I tell you. Y'all gonna draft something y'all need. Y'all gonna draft like y'all got Michael Parsons. Y'all gonna draft an outside linebacker. I'm telling you. But the Panthers, Jalen Walker will be a good pick for them. But with them, Bryce Young was getting beat up last year. Hear me. Bryce Young was getting beat up last year. So Membu would be a smart, safe pick. It would be a safe pick. But if you need help on the defense as well. So, yeah, we can see. We can see. We'll see. I just don't. Carolina needs so much right now. They do. Carolina needs a lot.
It is true. They've really been on the bottom for a little while now, and if they want to turn that program around, they've really got to. They've really got it. They're definitely a team in rebuilding. So crisis averted. That would have been disastrous if my laptop died since I'm hosting a live stream. But I'm all plugged in now, wired in. So I get the rookie award for this draft for sure.
Oh,
I'm not doing that one. Ooh, acting like a rookie.
Now look at all the receivers the Jets added. Look at all the weapons they added. Josh Reynolds, Tyler Johnson. They've added tackles, stuff like that. So I mean, Membu would be a smart pick, but I'm thinking Tyler Warren.
Yeah, on our mock draft we had Tyler Warren. But man, gosh. It's very smart to take the offensive tackle here. It really is smart to do it, if that is indeed the pick. So, man, I tell you. All right, for those who are watching, while we're waiting for this selection to come in, the commissioner's walking to the podium. Make sure you invite a friend, tell them to come on, and jump on in on the banter that we got going on here. Let me hear your comments. Keep the trash talking going, too. We'd love to hear those comments as well.
That's right. So the Jets is in Omar Membu.
There it is.
Membu, tackle.
Wow. That went about a pick earlier than what we had projected. We had them going to Carolina with the next pick, which means Tyler Warren is not going to be a Jet.
He's not going to be a Jet. So we missed that one. I know Jack said he's using the mock draft that he gave you. So, yeah, Membu. Okay. So
who are the Panthers going to take? Because I'm pretty sure they were probably looking forward to that one.
Yes, Carolina could have definitely used Membu. Wow. So now this brings defensive end, and defensive end. Jalen Walker to Carolina.
Whoa, yeah, Jalen Walker, huh? So that would, yeah, that would be. So I love Jack. Yeah, I got you. That you're using your mock draft that you gave me. I appreciate that, man. It looks like you're doing really good. So I love to hear that. Yeah, I love to keep this post on how you're doing your mock because I don't have a post up.
Jack down there filling in his sheet as the drafts are happening. Don't be out there, Jack.
Now, to be fair, though, he sent it to me. I do have it on record. So I do have his official one on record. He did send it to me. So, and we actually showed it on the last show. So we got video evidence as well. So it looks like the pick is in for Carolina. That came quick.
Yep, the pick is in.
That came quick.
Yep. They already know what they need. Everything. Who else?
Need everything. Their number one needs an edge rusher. So it'll be interesting, you know. Yeah.
Walker. And
wow.
After that, we're going to see a stretch of defense get picked. We're going to see a couple tight ends. We're going to see a receiver. Then we're going to see a stretch of defense.
So we didn't have Jalen Walker on our official mock draft going until the Atlanta Falcons at 15.
You know what would strike a nerve with me? If they drafted James Pierce Jr. That would strike a nerve with me. Like,
All right.
I know Chuba Hubbard had a good year like that.
Oh, Jack's saying they got McMillan.
No.
Oh, that would be insane.
No.
Wow.
Listen. Whoa.
That's a curveball and everything.
Whoa.
Wow. So McMillan, big 6'4" target going to Carolina. Thanks, Josh, for reminding us his height. Appreciate that. So, like, wow. I was not
Whoa.
expecting McMillan to go to Carolina.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we don't have to face him in Dallas.
I mean,
Sorry, Josh, he ain't going to Dallas.
that's good.
They might be going for Hampton now.
Yeah. And it's safe to say Hampton's gonna be the next back off the board.
Yeah, and it might be to Dallas at number 12.
Well, no, I mean, again, Jerry Jones is their GM. He might draft the water boy.
I might get drafted. You don't know. I might get drafted. I could hand out some mighty fine H2O.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you never know with him.
Adam Sandler don't have nothing on me, man. I could definitely give out some water.
Some high quality H2O.
High quality H2O.
But yeah, I mean, you never know with them.
Oh my goodness, man.
And Jack, this McMillan pick threw everybody off. He said he's 4-4 on his mock board. Hey, this McMillan pick threw everybody off. I don't think nobody expected him to go in the top 10. Nobody.
I had McMillan. I had actually on our official mock draft, we had McMillan going 12 to Dallas.
Yeah, and I thought the next offensive playmaker that was gonna come off the board was Tyler Warren. So McMillan going on this pick threw everybody off. It's throwing everybody off.
It is. This is, man, I'm telling you, this draft just got crazy. It started off with the number 2 pick when Cleveland traded their pick away, and then Abdul Carter did not come off the board first before Travis Hunter. But, man, it is just it's been a crazy, and we're not even out of the top 10 yet.
Yeah. This draft has been pretty exciting. They have to make it exciting for all the mid-level players that's entering the draft. So they have to make it exciting. Wow. Look at this.
Oh.
If you look at this right here, right? The best available players, number 6 and number 7 are tight ends. The best players, Tyler Warren and Loveland, two tight ends are the top 3 remaining, like top 3 best players remaining. That's insanity. Never seen it before. Never.
Yeah, it is crazy, and I don't think New Orleans is going to take a tight end at number 9 either. So this has gotten crazy. So Tyler Warren's is dropping right now, and no fault to his own, but it's just the way that the board's happening.
Well, with New Orleans, we're going to see the first defensive back come off the board.
So that's very possible. But this is also could be an area for quarterback too. If they want to go crazy and go high, right? If they are in love with a quarterback whose name is not Cam Ward because he's already off the board. If they got a guy, I've seen stranger stuff happen in drafts. Just saying.
This is just me personally. The next quarterback, because looking at all the news around Shedeur Sanders, I think the next quarterback that's going to come off the board is going to be Jackson Dart.
Yeah, and I think a top 10 pick is way too high for him.
Yeah.
So that would mean New Orleans would do something else or trade back. You don't know what the Saints are going to do yet. So there it is. McMillan's off the board.
Dang, that was a mix right there. That mixed everything up.
That is crazy. I was not expecting that. Wow.
Wow, that's crazy. Wow, hey, that has me stuck in silence. But I'm just happy it's not the Cowboys.
There you go. Anytime you can take something, I know Josh is listening, but anytime you can take something away from the Cowboys, I'm happy.
Yep. Yeah. So now we're about to get into the meat and potatoes of things. We've seen the Giants take one of the best player in this draft, right?
Yep.
Now we get to see what the Cowboys are going to do and how we need to proceed.
I think it might be Hampton.
Yeah. Now that McMillan is gone, yeah. Now that McMillan is gone.
How do you leave the draft and not have a top quality running back? I mean, Dallas is not going to recover until they give Dak Prescott some backfield help relieve the pressure.
Yeah. And being honest, they could go now if Dallas does something smart and they bring back in Amari Cooper, or they bring back in one of these better wide receivers that's still out here, right? Bring back in, draft Marion Hampton, they may be all right this year.
Yeah, they might be, and you got to remember, like, you need to take pressure off of Dak Prescott, because otherwise the Giants are going to pass him up because they got Abdul Carter now.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do if you can't relieve some of that pressure on Dak Prescott? You're going to be at the bottom of the division.
Well, now this is my thing right here, right? Though the Giants have got better in the quarterback position, skill position, they have a better receiving core. They added to the defense and stuff like that. The defense is in New York. It's never been a problem over like these last couple years. The defense hasn't been a problem. It's been a lack there of offensive production in New York. Yeah. That's been their issue. So with the Giants bringing in help on the defense, additional help on the defense, I think that shored up their defense. Now, moving forward in this draft, they may draft offense for the rest of this draft. They may draft offense for the rest of this draft.
Yeah, it might be interesting. That's for sure. So we are now on the pick that gets interesting here for the New Orleans Saints. What are the Saints going to do? Jack says no quarterback for the Saints. So, we kind of figure that Dart is probably too high. Sanders is probably too high to go over at number 9, which means I have no idea what the Saints are going to be doing at this point if you don't go in that direction. For our official mock draft for football's sake, we had cornerback Will Johnson going here, which is still very much in play for the Saints. What do you think about Will Johnson? Do we still like that pick for number 9 for the Saints?
Yes, I still do. That's what I said we're going to see our first real cornerback. Now we have a wide receiver / quarterback drafted already, but we're going to have our first 100% pure defensive back pick.
So Jack's saying that the pick is offensive tackle Kelvin Banks from Texas.
No, really?
Wow. That's just continuously baffling me. Wow. If that's the pick, that's crazy to me.
Yeah, because especially they gave up so much secondary in this offseason. They gave up Marshawn Lattimore last year. They gave up Will Harris. They let they let all their secondary go. This would have been a perfect time for them to draft one of the best DBs in the draft.
Yeah, I think it's a huge screw up on the Saints' part. Not saying that Kelvin Banks isn't great or no.
That's why Kellen Moore is their head coach, and he has affiliations to Dallas. So they gonna do dumb. He's gonna do dumb stuff. Okay, never mind. I understand the pick.
All right, Josh, we sure appreciate you. We understand you got to sign off for the night. We will not pray for Dallas for sure, but we sure love that you were able to join us on the show, man. You do have a good night. We appreciate you joining us.
Peace.
So for the Saints, man, I tell you, if that really is a pick, that's another shocker. For him to go there. I agree with you, Shaq. This was a missed opportunity by the New Orleans Saints to pick up a DB that's very, very much needed here. And, man, you had your pick of the cream of the crop, and you let that slip by for an offensive tackle. I'm not sure I would agree with that pick. But we'll get the official word right here on what it is that they say. Man, this is going to get very interesting. Because the board is going crazy.
No time. They getting straight to it. Yeah. Oh yeah, Kelvin Banks Jr.
There it is. All right.
Kelvin Banks Jr. Oh man. Hey, the whole mock draft we done is washed. Yeah, it is washed. Yeah. look at that. He done went out there and had a baby already. So he's a child support.
There you go. So I got calls coming in. Hopefully we have more people joining us here real soon. But appreciate you guys. Keep the comments coming in. This is crazy what we're going over here. This is another wrinkle within our mock draft as we come done as Kelvin Banks is going on.
No, yeah, this is it's crazy. This is crazy. Wow. Just wow. I'm sitting here trying to take it all in. Like, wow. Okay.
So that means the Bears are on the clock. And, man, there are some players out there that the Bears can go with here. But I had Kelvin Banks going to the Bears. So, man, this thing is wide open for them too. For the Bears, like their number one need is offensive tackle, which that's why I had Kelvin Banks going there. Now it's kind of interesting, like which direction do they go? Any thoughts on that?
Me personally, look, the pick is in already.
The pick is in. All right. We are rolling along here in the first round.
I would say, like right now,
Jack's saying the first tight end is off the board here. Could it be Tyler Warren?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say, Tyler Warren, because he wasn't going to drop outside the top 10. I was about to say Tyler Warren.
Yeah, and I guess the Saints can use him, right?
The Bears.
Or excuse me, the Bears could use him.
And
you got to give Caleb Williams another target, I guess.
And yes, DJ Moore up there. You know what I'm saying? Their receiver core is already stout. So adding Tyler Warren to that, phenomenal. The Bears are gonna be a problem this year.
Give your QB another target. Help him out.
I wonder what the 49ers are going to do, because the 49ers are essentially, I feel like they're in the rebuild. So I wonder what they're going to do.
So Tyler Warren right here off the board. That makes things very, very interesting. So the pick is in. We're going to get the official award as it comes in. Jack says it might be Loveland.
Oh.
Would Loveland go before Tyler Warren?
Tyler Warren?
Wow. That would be crazy if that happens.
Yeah.
Let's see, because that's definitely a shakeup too, if that's the case.
Before Tyler Warren? That's insane. Oh, come on now. We don't care about the commercials. Let's go.
Oh, yeah, we got stuck by the commercial break.
Oh, the scheduled release. Scheduled release is May the 14th. Good. Oh, yeah, we need to dissect that. Let's put that on the calendar.
Yeah, we will. We will dissect the schedule for sure, because that's just what we do here at Football State. So come and join us when that happens. We will definitely be talking trash about the schedule. Many are predicting that the Commander's schedule is going to be a lot tougher this year than it was last year.
It is, and then again, I feel like every team got younger and better. We got older. And that's going to catch up with us mid-season towards the end of the season when these guys start running out of gas, fatigue start kicking in, injuries start piling up. Oh man, let's see what the Bears. I think they're gonna be all right. The Bears gonna be all right. They went and put some money into their offense this offseason.
So did they really? They really like Loveland a lot more than Tyler Warren, huh?
That's crazy. Because Tyler Warren is a baller. That's crazy.
Yeah. So wow. The pick is in. Let's go.
Let's go.
Woo-hoo! The Bears.
The Bears.
Well, I tell you, this is throwing my mock drive off for sure.
Yeah, and the mock draft is over with. It's total.
It's total.
if this was the March Madness bracket, we'd be busting in the first round.
Oh, my goodness.
Goodness gracious.
So, wow. And so,
Jack said that the Cowboys are on the board now. Like
Cowboys on the board, and Williams is at the 49ers already?
The NFL Network is slacking.
They're slacking, man, and you're like 25 seconds ahead of me, and but he's getting the direct feed. So, like, man, it's just absolutely crazy to think, and like if that is indeed true, Loveland's going here, and Williams is going to the 49ers with the Cowboys on the clock. I will tell you,
Loveland.
Yep, it's Loveland. So, and if the 49ers are indeed going with Williams, that's really blowing our mock draft because we had Williams going to Tampa Bay at 19, Michael Williams. And so they like Williams better than they like Mike Green. They like Williams better than they like Shamar Stewart. So his placing is a lot higher than what we thought it would be because I had two edge rushers ahead of him, Mike Green and Shamar Stewart. So I'm kind of surprised by that pick.
And even like, wow. And like James Pierce Jr. scored high. Nick Scorton scored high. So yeah, this is insanity. Loveland over Tyler Warren.
Yep. I mean, Tyler Warren probably thought for sure he was a top 10 pick, and man, he's already dropping down big time. I mean, the Cowboys are on the clock now, and Tyler Warren might not go here either to the Cowboys. It'll be interesting to see what the Cowboys do. But I will tell you, wow, this is getting crazier and crazy. I know for NFL Network, they want to give Loveland his due and make sure they give a lot of good press coverage on him before they announce Williams to the 49ers. But they look like they're lagging a little bit behind.
Yeah. Yep. Wow. Man, this is
So who do you think the Cowboys are going to pick at 12?
Hampton.
Yeah, I think it would be Hampton too.
Yeah, Omarion Hampton. Because right now, our mock draft is a bust right now. I think Lawrence Sarge's mock draft may be closer to anything right now, right?
All right, Lawrence Sarge.
Hey,
what's up, Lawrence Sarge?
Man, things are crazy.
Hey, this draft is going crazy. Logi, Saji.
It's crazy.
We can't see you, man. But like, what are you on your drive home, or what are you doing?
I'm on the way home, baby. I'm on the way home. I'm getting suited up.
All right, get suited up, man, and come back on when we can see you. We love this, man, and I want to hear how you're doing on your mock draft now that you get to see what the picks are coming in.
Look,
I've been listening the entire time. It's crazy.
Lawrence Sarge's.
All right, peace out.
All right, peace out, brother.
And look, Lawrence Sarge's shenanigan picks have been falling more in line than with us.
That just goes to show you how crazy the NFL is, man.
Yeah, this is insane.
This is insane. So, like, I will tell you, like, Williams going there, I did not have Williams going that high. I had him going to Tampa Bay at 19. And so the first round is definitely shook up. And to think at number 12 that Tyler Warren is still on the board is shocking to me. And that Loveland came off the board first.
Now, you know where he's going to go? You know where he's going to go?
Tyler Warren?
Yeah.
Probably to the Colts at 14.
To Dallas at 12.
You think Tyler Warren's going at 12?
Yep.
You don't think they would take Hampton?
Well, maybe, but Tyler Warren is the better option, one of the best players left on the board.
It's true, but like if they but I don't know. Right now, I would see Tyler Warren maybe slipping all the way down to 14 to the Colts, because I had the Colts taking Loveland, and they need a tight end. It might be where Tyler Warren goes.
This draft is insane. It is insane.
It is. It really is insane. And wow. And you know what? If I was Tyler Warren, I would rather go to the Colts than to go to Chicago anyway.
Yeah.
Chicago's cold, man.
Very true. Hold on, let me grab my charger, because we've been in here putting in the work.
What you doing?
I'm grabbing my charger.
Yeah, you got to get your charger too, man. I almost made that mistake. We almost lost the live stream. I was on low battery. So all you guys that are with us, please invite friends. We want to hear your comments. Please get going. Work the text messages. Get your guys on here and let's participate. Get them participating in the draft here. It sure helps the channel. And, oh, by the way, it helps the discussion, which is probably even more important. So love to have you guys on there. Large Sarge is still on his way home. He will join us as soon as he gets back there. We are currently waiting for the actual selection to come in by the 49ers. And excuse me, not the 40, yeah, the 49ers, who are at pick 11. We're waiting for that official call to come in. We believe it's Williams. Williams, Michael Williams, the edge rusher out of Georgia, who is, if it's indeed that pick, is a lot earlier than what we had projected him here at Football Psych, where we had him going 19 to Tampa Bay. So we have this draft is surely crazy. And so, all right, we're waiting for the announcement here. We're looking forward to it. All right. So as we're waiting to see the official announcement to come in, we are waiting for the commissioner to come to the podium. Again, we believe the pick is Michael Williams, and we are waiting to see that happen. Shaq charging up his computer so we don't lose him, because that would be horrible.
Yeah.
We cannot lose Shaq from the show. It would be catastrophic. All right, guys. Well, we are waiting for this pick to come in. The 49ers have made their selection. We are waiting for the official announcement. Dallas has been on the clock, is probably off the clock, and we'll be listening for the Dallas pick. Josh was with us earlier, and we'll see what happens with them. We'll see who the Commanders got to face against on this. Who we're going to have to face against. I hope they mess this pick up, to be quite honest with you. All right, here's the commissioner with the pick, and we are waiting to see, just like you guys, whatever your time delay is on your station, you're probably seeing it on here first because of a closer feed that Shaq has than what you're probably getting at home on NFL Network or whatever you have. We also have the advantage of Jack Miller helping us out, who also has even more of a direct feed to get you picks sooner, so you know what they are before they're even announced. So it is draft day, baby. Let's go. And there it is. Michael Williams. Michael Williams is a 49er.
You know what I'm noticing? There are a lot of first rounders that decided not to make it. They decided not to go to the draft.
That's right. A lot of them didn't want to wait in the green room.
Be around family and friends.
So just saying, they're chanting USA at the draft. That's good, man. I love the patriotism in America right now. It's America.
America.
All right. Michael Williams going to the 49ers, which means Dallas is on the clock. The selection's in. This is crazy. They're saying it's Booker. And I'm trying to figure out, like, what? The Cowboys going with?
Thank you, Jerry Jones.
Are they saying Tyler Booker, inside offensive lineman? Is that a guard? The guard from Alabama?
Let's see.
That would be crazy if that's the case. Which I think is real early for him to go there.
Okay, look at their defense. Cowboys pick is in.
So Jack thinks it's Tyler Booker, who's the first inside offensive lineman to come off the board.
All the needs the Cowboys need.
And they're going to go for guard.
Look,
I love it, though.
And look who's making the phone call. With his simple self. Look who's making the phone call. Hey, guess what? We don't need you, but you can come to Dallas and play tax-free.
Tyler Booker probably likes it, though, man. I mean, at the end of the day, you can say what you want about Dallas, but the star has a lot of power, you know. And players do want to play there, you know. And I get it. But
especially lifelong fans.
And lifelong fans. I mean, for anybody outside Dallas, everybody boos the Cowboys. The only people who like the Cowboys are Cowboys.
I think this is me. I firmly believe that 95% of this country hates the Cowboys.
Yeah, the only people who like the Cowboys are Cowboys fans. You can hold this draft in any other city, and they're going to boo Cowboys.
Yep. I don't ever root for the Cowboys. You know, Cowboys fans like, oh, it's the ones that live in the DC area. They be like, oh man, I wanted y'all to win today. Oh, don't worry, I never want y'all to win. Sure.
So, if is indeed Tyler Booker, I will tell you I am happy with that pick for Dallas because I'm not scared. I'm not scared of him.
Yep, it's Tyler Booker.
So, man, and I got it. He's happy. So, Tyler Booker it is. And, wow, I'm actually happy with that pick for Dallas because, again, as a Commanders fan, I don't fear him.
Nope. Yeah, I'm happy with that pick.
Yeah, I don't fear him at all. I actually like that better than Tyler Warren or somebody else that we got to cover.
Look, that's just one more person for James Pierce Jr. to beat once we pick him.
Or Hampton, right? I don't want to have to go after him either, right? So good job, Jerry Jones. Go ahead and get Tyler Booker. You can have him. Wow, I'll applaud that pick.
Yeah. So where do we think Tyler Warren is going to go now?
Well, Miami's on the clock right now. So Miami can use a tight end.
That would be a good pickup for them.
So I don't have it as their number one need at the position, but it is in their top 5. So, like, I'm pretty sure Miami was not expecting Tyler Warren to be here at this spot. So you got to think about it. Yeah. You really got to think about it.
Listen, so my question is, I wonder what happened behind the scenes. I wonder what happened behind the scenes for Tyler Warren to drop this far in the draft. Because remember last year, stuff happened with Johnny Newton. They made him drop. He's going to be a top 15 pick. He dropped in the 2nd round, right? So
for him, it was injuries because we knew he had the foot injuries and all that stuff.
And he had off the field problems. So
he had off the field.
And Tyler Warren is having the same kind of issues.
But I didn't hear anything like that on Tyler Warren, right? So it's kind of weird to me. But obviously, Chicago saw something in Loveland that they liked him better than Tyler Warren, right? So Booker, look at him, man. He's just all happy to be holding that Cowboy jersey. And so good for him. I love seeing everybody getting drafted in the NFL. It's a beautiful sight. I know he's super excited to be there. I actually like the pick because I don't feel threatened by it. So
That's what
So
I'm saying. Go Jerry Jones.
Go Jerry Jones, man. We love you, man.
Jerry Jones.
Jerry Jones. Just I just hope he just keeps making picks like that for the rest of the draft.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we about to find out.
There you go. They don't have a running back to run behind that guard yet.
Yeah. And they probably gonna get one in the later rounds.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how far Hampton falls, because I don't know if he'll still be on the board when Dallas picks again.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting anyway.
Well, there are a lot of running backs in his draft though. So
there are
a lot of good running backs.
I'm a little surprised that Dallas felt like I need a guard in the first round, because guards don't normally go in the first round. Tackles go in the first round, but guards.
Neither do tight ends go in the top 10.
It's true. It's just crazy. I didn't see that one coming. We did, to be fair, we did have Tyler Booker on our mock draft going in the first round. I had him going to where did I have him? Where did I have Tyler Booker going?
Now, Jack, I agree. Hampton to Denver makes the most sense. They need a running back. So Hampton to Denver makes the most sense.
I had Tyler Booker on our mock draft, our official football site mock draft, going 31 to the Kansas City Chiefs. So he went really early compared to what we were tracking.
Yeah.
Cowboys wanted him at 12. Wow.
Instead of getting weapons. But yeah, Hampton, I can see Hampton going to Denver. You're right about that, Jack. Hampton going to Denver because they need a running back. So,
yeah, Denver could be a good place. Right now, we know the Miami Dolphins are on the clock. On our official mock draft, we had Derek Harmon going here, and he's still on the board. But we don't. We'll see what the actual pick's going to be.
The pick is in.
The pick is in. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm very interested to see what Miami's going to pick here. This is going to be very, very interesting for sure. We are at pick 13 of the 2025 NFL Draft, and the Miami Dolphins made their selection. It's going to be very, very, I think that this draft, as shook up as it's going to be, everybody's got to be working the phones like crazy, because there's people who are dropping right now that people weren't expecting to drop.
I'm going to tell you right now, and you know who I think they're going to draft? They're going to draft a defensive back, because they gave Jalen Ramsey permission to seek a trade. Defensive back.
Jack saying is a defensive tackle. I'm trying to think of the defensive tackle that they would take right here. So Jack's saying no, it's Grant to Miami.
Whoa.
So really, Grant, Kenneth Grant, defensive lineman from Michigan. That would be crazy. I'm telling you, this draft is still shocking me. It is absolutely shocking me and absolutely blowing away every analyst that's out there right now.
Yeah. Especially the insiders. A lot of these insiders that was putting their mock drafts together didn't have nothing like this. Zero. Nope. This is very, very interesting.
So, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, I'm struggling with this one. I didn't even have Ken Grant going in the first round. So we are like way off at this point.
Way off. And look at Shadon Sanders. Dad, when they going to pick me? You said I was going to get picked in the top 10. When are they going to pick me?
Mm-hmm.
He gave him the speech like he on the field. Son, well, I can tell you right now, you win some, you lose some. And right now you're losing. It's just how you respond to losing. Wow.
Well, Kenneth Grant coming off the board to Miami there, which would be very interesting if that is indeed the pick. That puts the Colts on the clock, and they're in the hunt for a tight end. Could Tyler Warren be the pick here at number 14?
For Indianapolis?
Yep. It could be it.
I want to know what happened. Oh yeah, Kenneth Grant. I want to know what happened. I want to know what happened to make him drop this far in the draft.
For Tyler Warren?
Yes.
I think it was just that Chicago picked Loveland, and these other teams just don't have the need for tight end. They have other needs that they have, and they had already scouted out other players. So there's certain teams they fall in love with certain players, and they're going to pick their guy at their spot no matter who's there, unless something's really ridiculous. But I don't see teams moving the earth for a tight end necessarily. But I will tell you, like the next logical spot for a tight end to come off the board, which I had Loveland going at number 14, it would be the right place for Tyler Warren to come off.
Yeah.
So Jack's saying it is going to be Tyler Warren to the Colts, and that the Falcons are on the clock. So that would make sense.
Tyler Warren, yeah, because they need it.
And I will tell you, for Tyler Warren, again, you should be happy going to Indianapolis, because if I were you, I'd be much happier playing in Indianapolis than playing in Chicago.
Well, yeah, in the dome, on the AstroTurf, with no quarterback.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful stadium, though.
Yeah.
Like they hold a combine there every year for a reason, because it's a beautiful place to be.
I wonder why teams like the Bears and like, well, Green Bay is never going to do a dome. I wonder why places like Buffalo and the Bears and stuff like, where you get like brick negative cold. Why they ain't got domes yet?
I will tell you, give the league, with how soft the league's getting, give them the next 25, 30 years, everybody's going to have a dome.
even the Commanders?
Even the Commanders will get a dome too, man, just because, we're getting soft, man. Everybody in the league's getting soft.
Well, in the you do know with the new model plans they're talking about with the stadium, it does come with like a cover. It's not a dome, but it comes with a cover.
Yeah, kind of like what the Cowboys had. You can open it up if you want, but you can close it. More of these stadiums, because they're getting so expensive, they got to be multi-purpose stadiums.
Yeah.
So you got to have a place where you can have concerts and all kinds of other stuff going on in them, and you got to be able to withstand the elements.
And did not only that, right? It did not only that. Like we talked about this during the season, but DC, the nation's capital, we should be hosting Super Bowls here.
Yeah, that's right. And the way that the rules are going, I mean, everybody wants a fair weather Super Bowl. And so, if you want a Super Bowl, I think you need to have a dome. It's been probably a couple decades. It wasn't the Giants that had the last one.
Yep.
What year was that?
Yep.
You remember what year that was?
I think it was 2015, maybe.
Okay, so we're a decade away from that, and I'm not sure we're ever going to go back outside again.
No, Tyler Warren.
There it is. Tyler Warren's off the board finally, and I think he probably got the better end of the deal by going to the Colts. He's going to be happy in Indianapolis.
Listen, the man's overall is a 92. The man's overall, like, athleticism is a 98. Play making the ability is 85. His overall is a 92 coming out of college. You know how insane that is? His score, 92 coming out of college. That's going to be his Madden score, 92 as a rookie. That's insane. Yeah. Oh, look, he's from Glen Allen, Virginia. That's in the Richmond area.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, get ready to move. You're moving to Indianapolis.
Yeah, see?
Indianapolis, Indiana. And I tell you, Indianapolis is a beautiful city too. So, like,
it is.
If you're a player, you want to go there. Of course, you're going to want a quarterback to throw you the ball, and they got to figure that out.
One of the most underrated cities, actually.
Yeah. All right. Lord Sarge is back with us. How you doing, Sarge?
Oh, baby! Did I hear someone say Lord Sarge's Badooty picks are closer than anyone else's? Did I hear that?
Well, we don't know if it's true or not. You're going to have to update your draft board and see how many you got right because I tell you what, our official football psych mock draft is not doing so hot.
No,
there's some crazy things going on.
There are people that's supposed to be at large stars. There are people that's supposed to be getting drafted in the second round, going in the first round.
Yeah, I've been with y'all.
I will tell you, having Kenneth Grant, I did not have as a first round selection. He was just picked by the Miami Dolphins at 13 overall. That is crazy to me. That is so crazy to me for him to go. Like he went before Harmon.
Yeah, that's insane.
I don't understand it. There's so many picks that are happening. You know, Loveland going in front of Tyler Warren, who was just picked up by the Colts. Shocking to me. There's a lot of picks that are just shocking. Like, wow, the analysts, the pundits, the analysis that's open source is nothing like what the NFL is tracking this year. Like they are off, way off.
Yeah, this is insanity. I don't understand what's going on. Maybe like the NFL is moving in mysterious ways.
Wow. And only time will tell how successful they were at their picks.
Oh man. Yeah.
But right now, as we know it, with Tyler Warren off the board at 14, the Atlanta Falcons are on the clock. They have less than 5 minutes to go to make their selection. They're probably fielding phone calls too. Their number one need, as I'm tracking, is edge rusher. On our official mock draft for the Atlanta Falcons, I have Jalon Walker going to them. Even though Mike Green's still on the board, this is in the area where I think it might be defense. What do y'all think?
No, I agree with that pick. Look, Jack said there's a video of future stadiums that will be over $100 billion. Like,
Woo!
$100 billion for a stadium?
Well, didn't Dallas pay $1 billion for theirs?
So the thing with
something close to that.
Y'all know when they do these stadium deals and stuff like that, the cities have to contribute money too. So it affects the taxpayers and all that.
He said $100 billion.
That's why
crazy.
The Commander Stadium is not going to get built in DC because they said the Commanders like pretty much like, okay, $3.5 billion for the stadium, and we take this RK land, right? We will pay $3 billion. I going to foot the rest of the bill. And DC don't have the money right now. They're doing budget cuts and everything else, firing people, all sorts of stuff. DC don't have the money for that right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Jeff, you're talking about a remodel of Jacksonville. You know, have they discussed in Jacksonville how much their stadium might cost with their model? I'm just kind of curious. All right, everybody, make sure that you also get online, text your buddy, and get them on the show. We are dropping people off, man, and you know what? We want to be able to pick things up. Let's go. Let's get your buddies, get them on here, and let's talk trash. Like, we still got the Commanders. We still have to pick. We still have the Lions who still got to pick. We still got a lot of teams out there that still have to pick. So let's go. Let's get it going. Work them fingers.
Let's get past people bedtime.
Yeah, Lord Sarge, reach out to Dave, to Ginger. Reach out to your mom. Get some people to get them online.
My mom has got her nose buried in the TV.
Well, tell her to freaking turn
I'll tell
on.
you, there wasn't nobody at the liquor store. Justin,
everybody's watching. Everybody's watching.
Everyone was watching. So,
all right. Well, they need to be on football psych and be.
Hey, I need to know: did the Raiders get Genty?
They did. Raiders got Gentry. So it fell to them.
And did the Jets get Membu?
So Jeff says $1.4 billion for the stadium in Jacksonville, and the city's going to pay about 70% of it. Wow.
That's a huge investment.
That's huge.
And Khan has money, so he must have worked a hell of a deal out. That dude has money.
Well, he didn't want to give any of it up.
I'm gonna tell you what he did. He threatened to move Jacksonville, the team out of Jacksonville, probably.
Yeah, he probably did.
He's like, I can take this team right down the road to Orlando, and I know they'll pay me there.
All right, so it's going to be interesting here. We are still waiting on the Falcons selection at number 15 overall. We have no idea who it's going to be yet.
They look like they don't know. It's a minute left. They look like they don't know.
Well, I mean, wow. It'll be interesting. We have not seen that we have not seen anything about like the selection is in. We haven't seen anything about a trade, but waiting this long, it could be a trade card. Or last second trying to work a deal. It's going to be interesting because there are a lot of good players that have dropped so far. And number 15, that if somebody wants to move up, it is a spot to get it. But like 30 seconds left on the clock is interesting to figure out if they're going to make a move.
Mm-hmm.
I know. Jeff said the owner wants to move the team to London. Now
I think that would be awesome. Yeah, rename them. So, large on your mock draft, who did you have Atlanta taking at 15?
I'm trying to find it. I can't find it.
You can't find your mock draft?
I cannot find my mock draft.
Oh, man, you need to look for that bad boy.
I'm looking for it. That's why.
All right, everybody, if you're watching, make sure you put comments in the comment section because we want to hear from you. We want your opinion, your analysis. I guess the pick is in for Atlanta, so we're getting ready to hear what it is. It's not a trade. So they just waited the last second to turn their card in, apparently. Yeah. We are going to find out who the Atlanta Falcons selected, and we have no idea right now who it is. This is the first pick in the draft that we don't know ahead of time who this is going to be because they waited so late to let anybody know. So Shaq's going to have to tell us.
Look, they in there. They out there jumping around. Must be cold in Green Bay.
So Jack is saying it's Walker.
Jalen Walker.
Walker fell, right? Yeah, he's the next best guy in the draft.
And that is who we had going there. And so we have actually got one right on our draft board, which hasn't happened since the top 5 pick for us on our.
We got Genty, and then after that, it was like all downhill after that.
That's it. So that is awesome. Jalen Walker, I think, is going to be an outstanding Falcon. He is going to be outstanding for that football team. To me, he's kind of like a Micah Parsons of the freaking Falcons now.
Yeah. Glad we don't have to face him. But we are going to have to face Abdul Carter.
Yeah, unfortunately, right?
Yep. Man. This is look.
He's the Arizona Cardinals.
This is how you know the draft is getting along. Roger Goodell went and changed his shoes. He put his white Nikes on.
He did. Yeah. His feet were hurting. He's getting old, man. So that means the Arizona Cardinals are on the board. Their number one need is offensive linemen, but man, there are so many other good players out there on the board that I have no idea what the Arizona Cardinals are going to do. But Jalen Walker going here to the Atlanta Falcons is a really good pick.
Yeah, great pick. Great
pick.
And we got it right. Finally, we got one
right. We got one right, which we haven't had right since the top 5. So, actually, we got number 6 right with Gentry.
Yeah.
So, Lord Sarge, you find your mock yet?
I'm still looking.
You threw it in the trash, didn't you? So, Jack, tell us, how are you doing on your mock draft there, Jack? Tell us, how you doing?
Look, it's hanging with George Dickel. That's where it's hanging with. His draft is hanging with Dickel right now.
Oh, my goodness, man. So I will tell you, like, the needs I've got for the Arizona Cardinals: offensive line, wide receiver, edge, defensive line, and corner. Jack's begging the question: Does Green go here? Jack said he just has 4 right on his mock. I think that's probably where a lot of mocks are right now.
Yeah.
Lard Sarge had a lot of crazy picks, and with how crazy it's going, he might have more right. But he can't find his mock draft. Tell us.
Yeah,
I'm close.
I'm gonna tell you right now, all that crazy shenanigans you was talking about Monday, it may be a real thing.
We'll see.
Arizona Cardinals on the clock. We are waiting for Arizona Cardinals, who got less than 6 minutes to make their selection. And man, I can tell you, it could be so many people. Who do you think this could be there, Shaq?
The way this draft has been going, It is hard to say. It is. I really hate it. I don't know. It is hard to say. At this point, like I'm confused. I don't know. They may take Shador Sanders. Who knows at this point? Who knows at this point? I don't know.
With Kyler Murray there, I don't think that's going to be the selection. They need to give something to help Kyler Murray, if anything. So Jeff's saying good night, gents, because he's got to go. Thanks for joining us, Jeff.
Jeff.
You know, Jacksonville picked a long time ago. You already know what he's got, so we appreciate you being on the show. You have yourself a wonderful night. Take care of my sister, and we will see you on here next time.
I was Jahan Campbell. I can see Jahan Campbell going here.
So,
Jahan Campbell.
Jahan Campbell is who you think might go there. So, I think that this could be a place where a number of people. Mike Green can go here. I think, where Derek Harmon can go here. Shamar Stewart could go here. There's some guys that have been dropping that kind of throw me off. You know, Will Johnson's still on the board out there. There's so many guys that I was expecting to be off the board right now that are still here. On our official mock draft, we have Mike Green, edge rusher. We could be right. It could be Mike Green. We will see.
Lions are going to get Green.
Well, the Lions don't get to pick right now.
I know they don't. I know.
So, like Arizona Cardinals, they could pick Mike Green right here. It could be very much a real possibility, and that's what we had on our mock draft. So we will see.
But the way things are going, we just don't know.
We just don't know. It's been crazy, hasn't it? And when I look at people who have fallen at this point, Will Johnson, corner out of Michigan, has fallen. Shamar Stewart, edge rusher out of Texas A&M, has fallen. Derek Harmon, defensive tackle out of Oregon, is dropping. So those are three players. And then I had Mike Green going right here to the Arizona Cardinals. But then based off of this draft board, it could be like what you said. It could be literally anybody.
Yep. Campbell.
It could be Campbell. Now, Campbell, I didn't have going until number 23 to the Green Bay Packers. But this draft has been very, very crazy this night.
And then the way it's going, I don't think we're going to get the edge that we want. I don't think we're going to get I think the way it's going right now, Nick Gordon's going to be gone. James Pierce Jr. is going to be gone. All the guys we thought we were going to go later in the draft. Malachi Starks might fall to us.
Well, there's only been 2 edge rosters off the board so far, if I recall right. I know that Michael Williams is off the board. I'm trying to think of who else is off the board right now. Is that the only one? No, Adil Carter. So there's only 2 that are off the board. So, and there's 6 really good defensive ends out there. One could still drop to the Commanders, but let's stand by and wait for the selection for the Cardinals here.
All right, let's see
Jack says it's Nolan.
Walter Nolan. Wow.
Wow.
Where did we have him
Walter Nolan.
Yeah, where did we have him at?
We had Walter Nolan. Wow. I'm trying to look. I think I had him dropping out of the first round. Because I was wondering whether or not the Chiefs would pick him up or the Eagles would pick him up. I had them both going for guards. We had him going in early in the second round. I'm sorry. I take that back. We had them going to the Chargers at 22.
Walter Nolan? Yeah, but this is insanity here.
This is absolute insanity what we're experiencing here. I can't believe this. This is just truly, truly wild. I think that is way early for Walter Nolan. But, okay, what do we know, right? Wow.
Now, the Bengals going to have to draft the defensive back. Their secondary is terrible.
So we had Jahdae Barron going here at corner. The crazy thing, though, is when you start looking at corners, is Will Johnson still on the board? We had him going as a top 10 pick.
Yep.
So I would probably say it'd be Will Johnson. But we've seen other people get leapfrogged already.
Wow. That's all I can say is wow.
But that would be a steal for the Bengals to take Will Johnson, who I had projected as a top 10 pick, and be able to get him at 17.
Yeah, I want to know what happened. Like I do. I want to know what happened.
There's just some crazy things that are happening right now. I'm pretty sure players in the green room are like in shock and all right now. Like, what the heck is going on? Because a lot of the pundits did not have this craziness going on by any stretch of it.
I told you there's going to be some hog swaggling.
You are right about hog swaggling.
All the way right. Look, I agree with you on a lot of stuff, but I don't with a whole lot more. But you've been right about this one.
Well, I've been wrong on a couple, but I got Cam Ward and Travis Hunter right.
This is insanity. Like you know, I'm like
I got Abdul Carter right.
I got
Will Campbell wrong. No, I got Will Campbell right. Going at number 4. I got that one right. My top 4 picks are all solid.
Insanity.
Where I screwed up is at number 5.
So the Bengals are now on the clock at 17.
It has to be a defensive back. Has to be.
I think it does too. I would have to say they probably were planning on Jahdae Barron here and probably scouted him pretty hard. But like, how do you not lick your chops that Will Johnson's still on the board?
Because I had Donovan Ezericu, an edge.
Now listen, that's not too far fetched, Lars Arch. That's not too far fetched. Everything we've been watching tonight, that's not too far fetched.
Nothing's too far fetched now, but like Shamar Stewart's still out there.
And I would take in this situation, I'd go with Shamar, but
right, because I mean, if you're going for edge, why not Shamar, right?
Yeah. Unless they don't think he's a proper team fit or something.
Yeah, it could be a scheme thing or whatever, but like, you know, when you see him still on the board, it's just so crazy right now. So we know that the pick is in.
Be right back.
We know that the pick is in. And so I guess we're on a commercial break right now.
Yeah, it's straight insanity. Straight insanity.
Wow. It is very, very shocking to me.
Wow, man. Just wow. Like when I say I don't know what to say, I don't know what to say. It has to be a defensive back. Gotta be.
I would be shocked if it wasn't. But with the pick being in, I'm waiting to see.
So how many trade ups or trade outs did we have so far?
We've only had one trade.
One.
The Giants jumped up, right?
No, the Jags.
The Giants did too. Didn't the Giants pick Abdul Carter at 3?
Yeah, no, they didn't. No, they didn't jump up.
I thought they were number 18 in the draft originally.
No,
they were number 3.
They were number 3.
Yeah.
I had them going down to get a QB because at number 3, I had I had Carter at 3. I got him at 18 as well.
So Jack's reporting is Shamar Stewart here. So, and Shamar Stewart would definitely make sense because their number 1 needs edge rusher. And so for Shamar Stewart to still be there, man, Cincinnati Bengals are loving this.
Yep. I predicted an edge, so they've got an edge. So I don't feel bad about my pick.
Yep.
But they need secondary. So I don't understand.
Well, their number 1
best player on the table.
Their number 1 need is edge rusher. So like that is their number 1 need. Yep. So I get it. I don't think that they were expecting Stewart to be there. That's the reason why in our mock draft we had DB going there. But yeah. Stewart makes a whole heck of a lot of sense. And man, are they getting a steal to get him at 17?
Yeah. Wow, man.
Stewart.
Wow. I look when I say I am I am perplexed. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what to do.
Don't know what to do.
I may have to rethink my whole football.
Yeah, I had
strategy.
Shamar Stewart going to Indy, so it was a good
So
thing.
I had Shamar Stewart on our official mock draft going to the 49ers at number 11. And yeah, he's definitely dropped off of that. So, but that puts the Seattle Seahawks on the board. You guys continue to talk. I'm going to go because my pen's out. I need to go grab another pen.
Oh man, look at that. Laji Saji.
Hey,
Shamar Stewart.
yeah.
Look, and he looked impatient the whole time. I think Shamar Stewart, every time somebody walked by, because he was in the first little VIP area, every time he walked by, he was just kind of standing there staring. He was expecting to be gone already. So what happens with players like that expect to be gone, he's gonna come in this year with a chip on his shoulder. Watch.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. I mean,
well, I'm a mess on my draft from here on out because I had the Giants trading up to get into the 18 slot to pick Jackson Dart as a QB.
So Seattle right now is on the clock. This could be a quarterback. They could be trading. They could be doing a number of things. On our official mock draft, we had the Seattle Seahawks going with Matthew Golden here from Texas, wide receiver out of Texas. But with the players that are still on the board, anything can happen.
Too many good players right now in the draft. A second-tier receiver, a B receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Too many good players.
Their number one need is an offensive lineman. But I don't know who I would go with right there. Wide receivers, their second need, and corner. They could go with Will Johnson here. I can't believe how much Will Johnson's dropping. I had him as a top 10 pick, and for him to still be on the board is baffling me.
Jack said there's a possible trade with Seattle.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised with how crazy this draft's going. Somebody's going to jump up. Like, if you want Will Johnson, why would you not trade up right here and just go ahead and take him? Like, you're talking about the number one corner. Like, why wouldn't you jump up and get him?
Yeah.
We should do it so we can get rid of overpaid St. Jude's.
Maybe we're giving him to Seattle and we're trying to freaking get it.
Yeah.
We'll trade Seattle Lattimore and we'll take this pick.
Give him Lattimore and the number 29 pick, and we get to move up.
Nah, I would give him just Lattimore straight up. I ain't giving away the 29 pick, man. We need to keep that.
To move up to 18, you wouldn't?
That's tough, man.
To move up to 18 with the level of talent that's still on the board, you wouldn't move up to 18?
To give up Lattimore and number 29?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Oh shit, I would.
I think I was doing that.
You already know how I feel about Marshawn Lattimore.
Yeah, I know how you feel about him already. I don't see Adam Peters doing that though.
Yeah.
I mean, I get what you're saying that you would do it, but I also try to think about what would Adam Peters do.
Oh yeah.
I don't see Adam Peters doing that. So do we have a selection? Is that what they're saying?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Oh, overpaid St. Jude's. That dude can go, man.
Oh my god.
Hey, I'm telling you. And like we go to the season opening next year here, and he have a bad game, I'm gonna boo that man every time he come on the field.
Seattle needs an O line. They need an O line. So who's the best O line left? Who's the best one left?
O line?
Yeah, that's Seattle's top need.
So that's tough because Banks is off the board.
Yeah.
I would probably say the next O lineman.
It's gonna be in the second round.
It could be Josh Simmons, offensive tackle out of Ohio State.
What about Josh Connolly?
Yeah, I mean Connolly obviously is still out there too, but I have him dropping out of the first round. But with the way this draft's going, He could be 18th overall. Who knows?
Donovan Jackson is still in there.
Yeah, but the next best lineman I have on my board is Josh Simmons, who I have going to the Texans at 5.
Hey, you see what Jack said? Look what Jack said. Curveball. What happens if we trade for Trey Hendricks at 29?
Ooh.
Henderson. That would be something.
So Jack's saying Zabel to Seattle, which I think is extremely early. I had him going at the very end of the first round. Really, Zabel? Oh my goodness. This is nuts.
I didn't even have Zabel.
I had Zabel going number 32 to the Eagles. Offensive guard.
From North Dakota State, man.
Yeah, and he's from North Dakota. It's like, come on, like really? 18 overall?
I had Jock Campbell, linebacker, going to Philly because they lost a lot.
Gray Zabel, to me, that is like really, really early. Wow, this draft is continuously shocking the nation. I'm telling you, this is great entertainment. Like, I don't know how people are not enjoying this draft because it's absolutely freaking crazy.
It's insanity because we've been completely wrong about everything.
Who did you guys have going at Tampa Bay?
So we had Michael Williams, but he's already off the board.
Yeah,
Michael Williams went early. He went to San Francisco at 11. Who did you have?
Matthew Golden, wide receiver.
And he's still on the board. He could go to Tampa.
Yep.
Stranger things that happen. Lord Sergeant, if you get this right here, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm walking off this camp.
Oh my goodness! Don't leave us, Shaq. Hang in there, baby.
Come on now, Shaq. I got 5 out of the top 10 correct.
So for the top need for Tampa Bay, I have on here is linebacker. I don't know if there was a linebacker here I would take unless if it was Jahad Campbell. Jahad Campbell would make a lot of sense for Tampa Bay if that is the case. If they feel like linebacker is a must need for them. But like we have no idea what this is going to be. I mean, with Gray Zabel coming off the board, this is like absolutely nuts.
Crazy.
Some people had him dropping out of the first round. We had him at number 32 overall going to the Eagles, the Super Bowl champs. But like, wow, this is throwing a lot of things off. This whole draft's throwing us off. Like, I see you shaking your head there, Shaq. What are you thinking right now?
I'm confused. I am. When I say I'm confused, I'm confused. Like man, listen.
So Jack has Harmon on his mock draft going to Tampa Bay. I could see Harmon going there as well because our Harmon's still on the board.
Mm-hmm.
And we had Harmon going to Miami at 13, so he's still very much available.
There are too many. There's too many good players. Great. Too many good players left on this board. It's crazy.
What shocks me is Will Johnson, who's supposedly the number 1 corner in this draft, who I as a top 10 pick, is still out there, and we're at number 19.
There's got to be some dirt somewhere. Something
it's just been a crazy draft. But Tampa Bay could get him here too.
Yep.
Which wouldn't be a bad pick for Tampa Bay.
They need that's their second best. That's their second highest needs corner.
Well,
right.
I'm going wide receiver for them though. I'm staying. Okay, picks in.
Agree that Denver's going to draft Marion Hampton. I think we can all agree on that.
Oh, who is?
Denver.
Denver? Yeah, I mean, Denver really needs a running back, and I can't see Sean Payton not drafting a running back at this point because he needs one.
Looking at all the great players are still left on the board, though. But
yeah,
I would say it's safe to say, but it's really not.
It's crazy draft. Like, there's a lot of teams right now going like, oh, wait a minute. Wait, what? Who's still available?
You guys are going to hate me. Well, you're not going to hate me. I'm not saying nothing.
Hush, Lodgy, Saji.
What, do you know who it is already?
No, I got it wrong.
Oh, you got it wrong? Who'd you have?
Denver? I had Loveland.
Oh, yeah, Loveland. Loveland's off the board, man. Loveland's long gone. He's way off the board.
Yeah, Bears got him.
So Tampa Bay, we still don't know what that pick is. It's crazy with all the options that they have. Tampa has so many different ways that they can go with this pick.
Campbell.
But to me, Jahai Campbell makes the most sense.
It makes the most sense.
But with other players who've been dropping, they're probably scratching their head a little bit. They're clapping, so apparently they made up their mind.
Look at Todd Bowles. Still looking like he played for the Redskins.
He does, doesn't he?
That is funny.
Todd
Oh, man. Green Bay looks like a lot of fun, doesn't it? I wish we were there this year.
Jack Miller says wide receiver for Tampa Bay. Wow.
That's the same thing I said, and it's not even one of their critical needs.
Is it Matthew Golden?
If this Matthew Golden, that's insanity.
He's saying no, it's not Matthew Golden. So like what?
Oh. You see
Who?
This junior, the rejected will be respected. He put that as his story, right? And look what Shador at right now, pacing back and forth. Dang, I ain't off the board yet. Like, nah.
There's a wide receiver I'm not tracking for a first round, Ohio State wide receiver. And this is crazy to me.
If their biggest need is linebacker, and one of the best linebackers in the draft is still on the board, why would you draft a receiver?
So this could be Jaden Higgins.
They like to pass. That's why.
No, Amika is a
it's Amika.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I don't understand that pick.
I don't understand that pick either. This is a crazy draft, man. I'm telling you, like, really? You're going to go with Amika right here?
I don't understand that pick. I don't. And he's not even first round talent. I don't understand that pick.
No.
I had him going at 16. I had him already gone, so.
Omika, I did not have as a first round talent. I know he's been moving up on a lot of people's draft boards because I heard of that, but I was not expecting Tampa Bay to be pulling the trigger on him right here at 19 overall.
I thought that's where the cards were going because that would have reunited that guy's Ohio State and Marvin Harrison Jr. is Ohio State, and that would have given Murray a team. And they didn't go that way, so that's the next best receiver. But I was pretty sure.
Well, actually, I had Matthew Golden as the next best receiver, but apparently they like Amika better than Matthew.
Mm-hmm. He's got a year. He's got a year on him. You know.
Wow.
I say tomorrow.
They got a year out and another year of film on the guy. He's a senior, so.
This is some crazy stuff that we are witnessing here in the draft.
Buck the trend blew me out again. So Golden's fallen. Who else needs a wide receiver?
Tampa Bay didn't need one.
That's right. But they took the best one. I just had a feeling they're going that way.
Well, I
like to air that ball out, and they'll figure everything else out in the
I did not have Tampa Bay needing a wide receiver, though, but I do know, like, wow, I'm just kind of still shocked by that a little bit. We do know that the Denver Broncos are on the clock, and this could be where Amari and Hampton goes.
It's got to be.
Gotta be.
Right? But we've seen so many crazy things happen here. And Jack's saying that the Broncos are even listening to calls. So, wow.
So the question for y'all,
Trayvon Henderson's here as well at running back.
That's another good pick, right? So now Juggins, right? So with all these great players still on the board, right?
We're at the 20th pick.
Don't even need to trade up. I would feel comfortable with whoever we get with 9 picks, when we still have a bunch of the top athletes in this draft still left on the board, and we're under 10 picks away.
Yeah, I mean, to think from a corner perspective, from a corner that the number one corner is still out there baffles me.
Denver needs one.
I mean, because Will Johnson, to me, is the number one corner in the draft. Because I don't count Travis. I mean, you can count Travis Hunter coming off the board when he came off the board, but he's that dual position, corner, wide receiver. We don't really know how he's going to be actually utilized because he's listed as a corner, but during the combine, all he did was run routes as a wide receiver. So I don't know how. But like the next best corner or the corner on the board I had was Will Johnson, who I had as a top 10 pick, and he's still out there.
Yeah.
Would the Commanders take Will Johnson if he's still there?
Now, this is my thing. I would not. Malachi Starks if he's there. Safety. Our safety position is not that good, not that strong.
Well, yeah, we gave Chin up. We need somebody.
So Malachi Starks is still out there. James Pierce is still out there. To realize that that Will Johnson is still out there is still crazy to me. Like, we're going to have some options here because we're only 9 picks away, and there's still a lot of good players on the board.
Yep. And
we really haven't made the edge rushing run on edge rushers yet. There's still a lot of really good edge rushers out there.
Look, the Giants are trying to. Jack said the Giants are trying to trade back into the first round.
Wow. So then you got to ask yourself whether the Giants trying to look for.
They probably trying to trade back. They're like, let's get Jahad Campbell. He's still out there.
Yeah, Jahad Campbell's still out there, which is crazy to me. That he's still at number 20, he's still there. Like, there's so many great players that are still on the board. Wow, this is like mind-boggling to me. To think that guys like Zabik, Amika, Walter Nolan, that these guys would have gone off the board at so early at this point, and other great players are still on the board.
Mm-hmm.
I saw they see me in the onesie. Dance break. Dance break.
I salute you with my Heineken Zero alcohol.
Yeah.
Hey, we got to all work the phones if we can here and try to text some people and tell them to come on. We need to get some people on there.
In the game.
Mm. All right.
I'm trying
come on. So far, pretty cool. This has definitely been a game changer draft. Not as nearly as predictable as last one.
No, not at all. So, wow, this is crazy. All right. So
I don't like at this point, like I said, at this point, I don't even know what to say or do.
So the pick is in for the Broncos. If I was the Broncos, I would be going Hampton here, but like with all the players on the board, who knows, right?
All got to be a running back. It's got to be a running back or a wide receiver. They need some pieces around Bo Nix.
I would think the best running back that's out there right now, in my opinion, is Hampton. So, but we'll see. We'll see what the pick is. I have no idea what it is yet. We're waiting for them to make that call. We just know that the pick is in. Oh my goodness, this is crazy.
We don't want to see you. Bring on Project there.
Hey, I missed the first hour. Was there any pinkies out there this year? Anyone wearing a crazy ass suit or anything like that?
No, that's only Terrion Arnold. Terrion Arnold owns that.
He broke the ice and kept it, right?
He kept it. Nobody else was like, "Nah, man, we ain't doing that."
Who we got? What we got here?
The Giants are trying to get back in the first round, Jack says.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting if they're able to pull that off.
I told you what I had.
So who
did I have? I had Giants at 18 picking a quarterback.
So who are the Broncos bringing out? Who is that dude? Do you know who that dude is?
Making wishes. The Make-A-Wish grants.
Who?
Jack is saying it's not Hampton.
One of those wishes will be coming true right now.
He's
Sam,
saying Jade Barron.
who has bravely battled cancer.
Oh, he's a Make-A-Wish kid.
Okay.
Yeah,
If
they're doing
it's Jade Barron,
That's
that's going to be crazy football.
First-round draft pick for his favorite team. Please join me in cheering on Sam as his wish comes true. Take it away, Sam.
I love when they do that stuff for kids like that.
Oh, I do too, man. Now, I did not have Jade Barron going. I had him going to the. Or actually, I had him going to the Bengals at 17. So him going to Broncos here is crazy to me.
Barron is off the board.
Who?
Yep, Jade Barron. So interesting. I had him going a little bit earlier to the Bengals, but with him still being on the board, I'm pretty sure that they were very happy to take him. I'm surprised they didn't go running back. So the running backs seem to be like, okay, they're still out there lingering.
Well, maybe because it's enough of them, they know they can get one in the second round.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they might be there, right? With the way the draft board's going, it's certainly getting interesting.
They're going to draft a running back. They have to.
They're
All right,
going
the
to at some
Steelers need a quarterback. What's going to happen? Because we didn't expect
So
to
the
get
Steelers, this is where I had them taking Shedeur Sanders.
Shedeur Sanders. But look, strange thing. Now, look, hear me out. Mike Tomlin is a defense guy.
He is.
Mike Tomlin's a defense guy. One of the best linebackers in the draft is still on the board.
That's it.
They need a quarterback.
They can go with Campbell
They
right
need a
here.
quarterback. They don't have anyone. They don't have a choice. They got to take the best QB on the board.
Oh, my goodness, man. This
It's
could be
Jackson Dart or Shedeur Sanders. It has to be. They
Shedeur
have to
Sanders.
pick a quarterback. They don't have it. They're in a corner. They've got nothing.
I still will say, as a defensive guy, I want to throw out there when it comes to corners, Will Johnson's still out there for Michigan. To me, that's insane.
Throw a football to get them a touchdown. They need a quarterback.
Barron went before Will Johnson. What's going on?
Yeah, I don't understand. There must be some dirt on Will Johnson. Why is Will Johnson still on the board? Yeah. I wonder if Will Johnson's in the green room and if he's just over there hating life right now. Sitting around what the flip is going on
right now. Yeah, he's flipping out, man.
Freaking the freak out. Because I'm pretty sure he thought he was a top 10 pick.
Jack is saying Harmon to the Steelers. Wow.
Wow, Harmon. Okay. Wow.
I don't see that one.
And we pick Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders is not going in the first round.
Yeah, he's not going to first round now. There's only one quarterback going to first round. Because if it's Derek Harmon out of Oregon, defensive lineman, that's okay. That kind of makes sense for them as it is another top need for the Steelers. They just they went with the safer pick.
Look, they showing Shedeur Sanders. They showing Shedeur Sanders like he's the guy. They like, oh yeah.
You still got Jackson Dart out there.
But he's saying it's Harmon. And Derek Harmon, oh my goodness. That would make Shedeur Sanders lose his flipping mind.
I don't understand what's going on with Jahan Campbell.
What?
He's still
Jahan Campbell should be coming off any moment now. I will tell you, if he's there for the Commanders, we're definitely taking him.
Definitely taking him.
Definitely taking him.
Let him get some tutelage up under Bobby Wagner, one of the best to ever do it.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
It's got to be Shedeur. Picks in.
And then look, if the Steelers do not take him, he's not going in the first round.
Yeah, I have to agree.
You know what I'm saying? Because this is.
I mean, I only had 3 QBs in the first round, so
3.
Cam, Jackson Dart, and Shedeur.
Oh yeah, they took Derek Harmon.
Yeah, Derek Harmon's off the board. So, like,
Jack, how did
wow,
you know
that's
that?
kind of interesting.
His feed's
Well, he
got to be
knows because
early.
he's getting.
I can actually hear it on my TV. I'm 3 minutes ahead of us on my TV. Okay, I don't know what the Steelers are thinking about. What the? Just seriously, Steeler Town? You need to fire the coach. Something's wrong. You need a quarterback.
They're not firing Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin's like
He's lost his mind. You let both of your starters go, and then you don't pick a quarterback in the draft.
They're banking. I'm telling you, they're banking on later draft picks for quarterback, and they're banking on Aaron Rodgers.
So
Aaron Rodgers is playing them like a fiddle. That ain't
Chargers.
a Vikings.
The Chargers are on the clock here, and the Chargers. I had taken Walter Nolan, who's already off the board. He went to Arizona at 16. So, like, this is an interesting spot for the Chargers, whose top need is tight end, but with Tyler Warren off the board, I mean, it could be wide receiver. I had them going defensive lineman. It's just I'm at a shock. Like, what are your guesses out there, guys?
Trayvon is going. Trayvon Henderson at running back.
There is no way. There's no way that Campbell moves past this pick. Like, what is going on? Why is this man still on the board?
I'm still trying to understand why. Will Johnson's still on the board. That one's still bugging me. I will tell you.
Pro days, something.
Mike Green is still out there. There are, gosh, it's, to me, Will Johnson, Mike Green are two, like, I'm shocked that are still on the board. When I start looking at, John Campbell makes a lot of sense for the Chargers here. That's what you're thinking you're going with?
Yeah, because Mac is getting old out there.
And I could tell you that they could go edge rusher here. They could go with a guy like Nick Scordon.
Well, Harbaugh likes his Michigan boys, and both Kenneth Grant and Will Johnson are Michigan boys. So,
well, he did coach them.
Bosa is gone, so they got to fill that gap. So Will Johnson, Jahan Campbell makes sense.
Yeah, Jahan Campbell makes sense from Alabama.
I think they're going to get some speed to support Najee. They're going to do what the Lions are doing, which is do a 1-2 punch, power back and a scat back.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Travion Henderson.
Yeah, because they let Joshua Dobbs walk.
Travion Henderson. They give him another offensive.
Way too early for Henderson to come off.
Yeah. Travion Henderson he's gonna be a mid day 2 guy.
Yeah. It's gonna. Yeah. Oof. This has been a crazy draft. I could tell you, it's just really, really hard for me to wrap my head around how mixed up this board is right now.
After the first few picks, that was it. That was it. Completely it. And now
I will tell you who
look with everybody that's still left.
I think Matthew.
Huh?
I think Matthew Golden makes a lot of sense too here. There's just so many players that they can go with right here. It baffles me. Like, it could be, man, I have just no idea.
They could definitely use anyone on offense. I think they're going to pick. It's got to be a running back or a wide receiver, or maybe even a tight end.
Look at the players we were looking for. Number 12 through 16, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16 players that were in the top players in this draft are still on the board.
Yeah, can you read those off for us? Because I can't see the screen.
Jahan Campbell, Hampton, Golden, Ezawari. Hold on, I gotta rewind it. It dropped off already. So I named 5 of them.
Okay. So yeah, you're right. All those are like phenomenal players, and the fact that they're still there at 22.
Will Johnson.
Yep. Will Johnson is definitely one that shocks me, who I graded out as a top 10 pick, and the fact that Will Johnson's still there, there's got to be a story behind that. But it looks like the Chargers got less than 3 minutes to get their selection in.
Jack is saying he could see a run on edge rushers right here.
And I would agree with that because there's a lot of good edge rushers still out there.
They're going to have to start falling. They're going to have to start falling soon.
It's good news for Washington that all of them are out there. But if they make a run on them, then I don't know.
They're gone, yeah.
They might be gone. Because even your Lions can pick an edge rusher.
That's what we're predicted to get. We'll see. We'll see where the heck they're going.
If Art Campbell is available at 29, do we take him?
100%. We will take Jahad Campbell if he's still there, but I don't think he's got to be coming off the board any moment now. Maybe right here to the Chargers. I mean, Jim Harbaugh. I mean, how do you pass up on a guy like that? I mean, unless you're just really in love with someone else. Jahad Campbell is just such a versatile player that just can freaking get all over the field and make things happen defensively. I don't know how you pass up on a guy like that.
Mm-hmm.
He must have failed a physical something. Yeah, something. Because right now,
Loveland's still out there at tight end. They could do that too.
No, Loveland's off the board.
Oh, did he come off the board?
Oh
yeah.
Got some new viewers in. Hey, welcome to the draft party.
He went to the Bears.
He went to Bears at number 10.
That's right.
He came off the board before Tyler Warren did, which shocked us.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
I had him going lower.
Yeah.
But this draft has been insanity.
It's been insanity for sure. Like, wow.
Jack is saying they still got starts, and Brian's out there saying Sanders is now a WD round pick. Shout out to you there, Brian. Thanks for joining the channel.
Yeah, Brian, great seeing you, buddy. It's been a while. So glad to have you on here. Appreciate you joining us, Brian. Love you, man. Glad you were able to join us with the show.
Yeah. I think it's the longest show we've ever done.
This will be the longest show, yeah, because we're approaching 3 hours. This is the longest show that we've ever done. It is a record. So we are out there. We are running it. Please call your buddies for those who are on. Text your buddies. Get more people on the show to come talk.
He's saying Sanders is going to be a second-round pick. That's what Brian's saying.
Well, yeah, I said that in the beginning. Shedeur Sanders going to the second round. I said at the beginning, he may be pick number 33 or 34.
Yeah, but you even have Dart going in front of him, so like we might have seen the only quarterback come off the board in the first round, and I would have to do the research on that. But when was the last time we had a draft where only one quarterback came off the board?
But we knew going into this draft that the quarterbacks were mediocre at best.
Yeah, but I don't have that data point. If anybody has that data point and can look it up, throw it in there on the chat. Like, when was the last time only one quarterback was taken in the first round? What year was that?
Yeah, but we knew this quarterback class wasn't good. Mediocre. Yeah.
So
watch the Lions screw up because we cut our third string today. Watch them screw up and go get a quarterback. Watch them get Shedeur because they don't need. That's not what they need.
Yeah, you can have them.
Just watch. The Lions are prone to do crazy crap like that.
You can have Shedeur, man.
I'm just throwing. I mean, they cut him today.
I think you should trade up and go get him now.
And then the Lions don't take an edge. I will lose my cookies. Right here live on the air. I will lose my cookies. I will throw my popcorn on the 50-yard line.
I'm very interested in this pick, man, because I have no idea what Jim Harbaugh is thinking here.
He's got to power up that offense.
He loves the power running game. I mean, we do know that.
But he brought Najee Harris out there.
Yeah.
But Hampton going to the Chargers makes a lot of sense. And Jack saying it might be Hampton to the Chargers.
No, because they had Najee Harris.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, we have a dual threat in the backfield.
Well, that's what I'm saying with Trayvon Henderson. He's the quick one. He's the Jamar Gibbs to the, Najee Harris.
I would not pass up Amari and Hampton if I was going running back.
No.
You take him higher?
If they're going running back, this has got to be Amari and Hampton. But, man, and that fits Jim Harbaugh's style because he's so run-heavy kind of guy.
He is. He runs first.
He runs first like he did at Michigan and just beat the crap out of everybody, and that's just the way he does things.
Same way. Run first.
Run first. And this would be, there it is. Amari and Hampton it is. So that actually does not surprise me about Jim Harbaugh because that's just the way he freaking coaches.
And look, and I was just sitting here defending why they wouldn't get him. Because they have Najee Harris. Then look what happens.
They got him. And Amari and Hampton, it just fits. That is so Jim Harbaugh.
I had Amari going down to the Rams at 26. That's what I had him at. I think Harmon, or not Harmon, but Travion Henderson's a better back in that backfield. But they must have liked something about Amari better.
I think
Trayvon's faster.
He was the second highest rated running back in his draft.
Yeah, he was. And I will tell you the one
that's
thing.
That's not what they need. They don't need another Najee. They don't need another power back. They need a scat back. And that's what he is.
Well, I think they were surprised that they fell to him because I had Amari and Hampton.
Probably, yeah.
Denver. I had him going to Denver at 20. And the fact that two picks later, he's still on the board, I think the Chargers were like, ooh. I mean, Amari Hampton is a phenomenal running back, and that is such a Jim Harbaugh pick. Now, I had Green Bay going with Jahad Campbell here, and Green Bay is on the clock. We can get back on track with a Jahad Campbell pick here because I think that's a perfect Packer pick. What do y'all think?
Or a defensive end.
He's the best cornerback available, right?
No, he's a linebacker.
Oh, linebacker. No, they're going to go cornerback.
So
they need a corner. They're going to go with Maxwell Harrison.
Well,
you said Maxwell Harrison.
Yeah, I don't.
Got Will Johnson out there.
Will Johnson is a top 10 pick who's still out there.
Well, then it's got to be Johnson. They need a cornerback.
Yeah, what we had on our official mock draft board is that Jahad Campbell would still be available here, and Green Bay wouldn't be able to pass him up. And guess what? That is a true statement. He's still available here, but there are so many other great players that are still on this board. I'm telling you, it's throwing everything off. Like our mock draft, the last pick we got right was Jalen Walker at number 15 to the Falcons.
Yeah, and it's been all downhill since then.
Since then, we haven't been right at all. And there's been a lot of crazy picks come off the board.
Well, we have a better success rate picking the positions that the teams were going to fill, just not the people. The people mixed up, but we've been pretty good on the positions that we thought they were going to take a person in.
Let me see the last time I got the position right.
I just got the one right for the Chargers. It was a running back, right?
Yeah, it haven't been that many.
No, I had for the Chargers, I had a defensive tackle. I had Walter Nolan there for the Chargers. No, it was the number 15 in the Falcons, Jalen Walker, linebacker. We picked the exact position and the player. Since then, we've been wrong as you know what.
Yeah.
But right here, I have Jahad Campbell. Yeah.
This is absurd and unheard of.
It is.
When I say I'm speechless, I'm speechless. Y'all know I that's talking is what I do. And I'm speechless. I'm like, I don't know what to say.
Talking is what you do, huh?
Talking is what I do.
Jack is saying we got to play the two running backs that were drafted this year.
Yeah.
Dang.
Well, and you know what's bad about that for the Commanders is we suck at stopping the run. And we didn't do anything to solve that in the offseason because Saquon Barkley ran all over us.
Well, we brought in all those old, washed-up defensive linemen.
We need to draft one. I mean, we are now at the 23rd pick by the Green Bay Packers. We are like 7 picks away.
They got to be looking at chops and Jahan Campbell. This man has to come off the board soon.
This makes, I mean, he would be a perfect Packer in my eyes for Jahad Campbell to come here because I think he would fit into the Green Bay culture, the team so freaking well. But we've seen stranger crap happen. So, like, I have no idea when it comes to this. Like,
this whole draft has been strange. Like, no, it has
really weird.
The whole draft has been strange.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when we look at the guys that are out there right now, it's like Mike Green is still out there. We still have Will Johnson out there. We still have Matthew Golden still out there. And then of course Jahad Campbell. Then you start getting in the range where a lot of these edge rushers like Nick Scorton and James Pierce and Donovan Izuruku. I mean, there's still a lot of players out there.
Yeah.
You still have safety Malachi Starks out there. You still have offensive tackle Josh Simmons if you want him. Like, there's so many great players that when you're in Green Bay, I mean, you're feeling pretty happy. You got a lot of good choices, and it looks like they're picks in because they're shaking hands over there. So they're happy with who they picked.
Now I'm kind of antsy about our pick. It don't look like James Pierce Jr. is coming to Washington.
You don't think so?
No.
Well, I think it kind of depends on like how these things fall. Obviously, he's still on the board. Let's see what Green Bay picks here, because I will tell you, Minnesota, their top need for the Vikes is corner, and I don't know how you don't pick Will Johnson, man. Like, oh my gosh, he's probably sitting in the green room crying, but. But, like, what a perfect pick for the Vikings to get Will Johnson. But, like, there's no guarantee they're going that way either. This draft's been crazy.
This draft has been crazy. Insanity.
Insanity is right, man. So the pick is in for the Green Bay Packers. Wow. And, man, they had so many players to choose from. Who would have thought at 23 you would have had, like, a buffet of players to choose from? But they have it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I said. This is going to go down as one of the most average drafts in NFL history.
Oh my goodness, man!
As far as like from a player standpoint,
it shows me that the teams are being more and more secretive about what they're going to do and their analysis, and you can tell that scouts and general managers don't listen to the open source media at all.
Mm-hmm.
They have their own boards.
Oh,
they do their own work, and they don't listen to a single freaking pundit. So Jack is saying that the Pack's pick is golden.
So they got Dobbs up there already. They got Dobbs. They got Christian Watson. That's an interesting pick.
It's another crazy pick, ain't it?
That's an interesting pick.
But I had him going at 18 to Seattle. He was still very much on the board. Green Bay was probably just like, I don't know if we could pass this guy up.
Yeah, I had him going to Tampa Bay at 19.
Yeah. And I had him going to Seattle at 18. So, like, yeah, he's still being on there. They're probably like, wow, Golden's still there? Which means Jahad Campbell is still out there, which is crazy to me.
Yeah, wow. Wow.
Oh my goodness, man. What a crazy draft. There is no way anybody could have predicted this draft was going the way that it did.
No, not at all. Now
we were at 24
with
the Minnesota Vikings on the clock.
Please do not let Jahad Campbell fall to like the Eagles.
Oh my goodness, no. That's why I'm saying if he's still there, we will take him just to keep him away from the Eagles.
Man. Yeah.
So the Minnesota Vikings, I had them taking Malachi Starks, but man, I'm telling you, there's still so many other good players out there that they can go here. Like, I have their number one need being corner, which like unless there's something really, really wrong that I'm not tracking on Will Johnson, I just can't believe that he's still there. And I would think it would be a steal for the Vikings to take Will Johnson here.
Yeah, I had Harmon going here, so
yeah, and Harmon's off the board. Like, so when I look at this, if you're the Vikings, like Will Johnson just makes so like, man, they're probably just like, really, we're they're picking at 24. Like, who would have thought Will Johnson would still be around at 24?
And Jahad Campbell.
And Jahad Campbell. Nobody had those two still around at 24. This is just really, truly crazy to me. And we still haven't made the edge rushing run yet.
You know, many of these players were at that house because they wasn't expecting their names to be called on the first day.
Yeah. And there's guys in the green room who did show up that are still sitting in the green room. Very uncomfortable right now.
Yeah. Imagine that you get an invite to the draft. You show up in there, you're in the green room, and then boom, your name don't get called.
Your name don't get called, and you're 3 hours sitting in the green room, and your name's
feeling in the world. Worst feeling in the world.
It's got to be the worst feeling in the world because you're 3 hours into it, looking at your agent.
Okay, who is this? All right, we finally got someone that's wearing this, is looking sharp. Who is that?
That's Golden.
Matthew Golden.
Matthew Golden.
I think he just won up Pinky from last year.
Look at that. That dude looks like money.
What's hanging on his neck? A player card? The Ace of Spades? What is it?
I don't know.
I have no idea, man.
It looks like
that's a major bling and a loud ass jacket. What is that? A green snake
over his first check to pay for it.
Oh, it's a G for Golden. He's got a big G.
a big...
Well, that makes sense going to Green Bay too.
Yeah, in Green Bay.
Sombrero.
I wonder if he had like every team's initial and Necklace had to pick one out of his briefcase.
Yeah, so he picked that G for Golden, but who would have thought that G represented Green Bay?
Yeah. Oh, that's
so hilarious. Like that's like fitting.
I think he's best dressed.
Yeah. I'm glad to give him the best dressed award right there. And look, his hat matches. He's looking good.
Lord, that's so fun. Look at that guy.
God. Look at this dude, man. He's look at him. He's fired. I like seeing people when they're super happy, fired up. Like,
he made it to the NFL in the first round.
Yeah. He probably just like, what took so long for my name to get called? Yeah. Hey, one thing about dropping in the draft is you end up going to a better team.
Yeah, no, for real.
Yeah, that's one positive way to look at it. You know,
Green Bay haven't had a bad team up there in years.
Nope. And he's like, Love's gonna throw me a lot of ball. Love's gonna show me a lot of love.
Yep. Yeah.
So, I'm sure he's happy.
Mind blown.
Minnesota Vikings are on the clock.
After coming from Texas, playing in Texas, he's not gonna be happy in December playing up there. No, he won't. But it's interesting because some players when they have drastic climate changes from what they're used to playing at the college level, doesn't translate very well.
Yeah, it messes them up.
I mean, we saw
Williams.
Yeah, Caleb Williams played for USC and went to Chicago, and I told y'all last year he ain't going to adjust in Chicago very well. And what happened? He did not adjust in Chicago very well.
No, not at all.
So they're saying that Jack's saying the Vikings are picking Donovan Jackson. Wow. I did not have Donovan Jackson going in the first round.
What's going on?
Huh? Donovan Jackson I had is pretty much
second
round, very solid second round pick. And for him to go and, when you talk about these inside offensive linemen kind of guys, like those are really second round players in my eyes. I don't know how you take a guy like that in the first round, but
I had Donovan going to the Lions, even though the Lions needed an edge. But now there's a quarterback on the board, so I have no clue what the Lions are going to do.
This is straight insanity, man.
And I had Tyler Booker going to the Texans, but he went way early.
Like when I say this this draft has been I can't put it in words. Like it's hard to explain. Like all the people that did mock drafts, all the insiders, everybody did all the sports pundits that be on TV, all the people that say Ian Rappaport, Adam Schefter, all these guys were wrong.
Yo, Mel Kiper, all those guys, they all need to be fired, man. They all need to be fired, and they need to hire us because we can be just as wrong as they are.
Yeah.
I actually think we're ahead of them.
More money.
I think we're ahead of them again this year.
Then we might be. So right now, the Houston Texans are on the board. What I had the Houston Texans taking right here was Josh Simmons, offensive tackle out of Ohio State, and he is still there. Now, and that is their number one need. So
yeah, they got to replace Tunzel.
They got to replace Tunzel, and Josh Simmons is right there for them to take it. But they might not have expected other guys to still be out there like they are. Jahad Campbell is still there.
These next picks are going to be interesting because there's so much talent left on the board.
There's a lot of talent.
Could be Donovan Jackson.
Donovan Jackson just came off the board.
Oh, wait a minute. That's right.
He just went to Minnesota Vikings.
Right,
so,
Minnesota picked him up now.
So Josh Simmons is still there. Edge rushers are still there. You still have my guy Will Johnson.
Tunzel. It's gonna be a guard.
Well, Tunzel was a tackle.
He was a tackle.
So Josh Simmons is
They're gonna get a guard because that's what they need.
Josh Simmons is there though, and they need a tackle to replace Tunzel. That protects the blind side. And so that would make a lot of sense. But this draft hasn't made a lot of sense.
Yeah, they need tackle and interior to protect Stroud. So,
well, with the interior guy coming off the board like he is, who I grade as a second round pick, there's not another interior guy there that, to me, deserves a first round grade. When you have Josh Simmons there, I'm surprised he's not off the board right now, that he didn't go before Donovan Jackson. But
whoa! How
look, Josh Connerly is still out
there.
So
Texans. So the Houston Texans apparently are trading.
They traded their pick.
They're trading their pick. I don't know who to. Somebody's jumping up to get somebody.
The Giants.
The Giants have traded up.
It's the Giants, right?
The Giants.
So who are the Giants going to get?
By a few picks, because I said the Giants were trading up to 18.
So the Giants are trading up.
I wasn't too far off.
Yeah, it went from the Texans. It went from the Texans to the Giants, and the Giants are going to draft. They're going to draft a defensive back.
So I will tell you, they got Abdul Carter at number 3 overall. Could this be where Will comes off the board? Because Will still being out there to me.
What if they pick up Jahad Campbell too? Two outside and an interior linebacker.
Oh my goodness,
man! What?
I think the only reason the Giants trade up is to get a quarterback.
If they get a quarterback, then this could be Sanders coming off the board.
I picked Jackson Dart, but let's see if Shadur goes here. Otherwise, why would they trade up?
I will tell you, I'm still
maybe. Jack say Sanders is about to come off the board.
Yeah, I agree. This is where Shadur. They're going to take a quarterback.
What is wrong with Will Johnson? That's the story right now. Like, what is wrong with Will Johnson?
Yeah. Something.
Like, Will Johnson would make a lot of sense. How about Jahad Campbell would make a lot of sense here? There's like so many things that make a lot of sense, but like apparently the Giants are hungry for somebody because they're willing to trade up here, and the pick is in. Like they were ready for this.
The pick is in.
Who are they taking?
If they pick Sanders, they were chomping on this from the beginning, and I think that's why the move came late. They were like, "What do they give up?" Is what
What
I'm
if,
curious
what if
about.
it's Dart? Jack says, maybe Dart comes off the board here. What if it's Dart?
Well, that's why I had Dart at 18. I had him trading up to 18 to get that.
Wow. I mean, they didn't think Dart would fall a little bit further.
Why would they bring in Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson to draft Jackson Dart or Shador Sanders though?
Because they're going to use that talent to do it the old-fashioned way, train up a rookie they really like. Those are one-year deals.
You want your quarterback learning from Jameis Winston?
No, Jameis Winston will get cut. So
Winston,
Jack is saying Dart is the pick. Wow.
I was right. I was just in the wrong position.
That is insane to me.
I predicted the Giants trade up to get Jackson Dart, and that's what they did. I just missed the number.
Wow.
I had him doing it at 18.
Wow.
So Dart
Well,
was rated better by the draft and the team, even though Sanders was off the board in my pick, thus Dart getting the call. And they still went for Dart instead of Sanders. Now, that's an interesting one. Because Sanders ranked higher.
Wow.
I told you they're going for a quarterback. I
Wow.
saw some inside scoop on
Oh,
what the Giants' thinking was.
Look, the Giants got 25th. Houston got second, third this year, and a third next year.
They were really in love with Dart, but my understanding is like, why did they think he wouldn't fall further? Like, why did you feel like you had to jump up and get him right there?
Because Sanders wasn't going to be there. They like Dart. I just saw some.
Yeah,
news
but like,
on
you don't think Dart would have fallen if you would have just let it play out? Like who did you fear was?
Yeah,
gonna...
because you would think Sanders would go before anyway, right? That Sanders falling should have played into their hand that they wouldn't need to trade up. But I don't know where they were picking in the second round.
They gave up 3 picks. They must see some of Jackson Dart that they believe in.
Yeah.
They gave up 3
That's
picks.
what I read. They were like he blew their socks off.
And I'm surprised that like they would move up that far. Like I think that Dart would have fallen a lot further the way this draft's been going. And what made him so itchy that they felt like they needed to do it right now?
Yeah, because no one else has a need at QB below them.
No, because the last one that had a need
And I mean,
was Pittsburgh at
Sanders
21.
falling and falling because no one needs a quarterback more than they need something else.
Yeah,
That's why he's still on the board. Yeah.
go ahead.
I would have
Pittsburgh.
thought Sanders there, they would have gone with him. I don't think they thought they could get him. I think it was a shocker that he was still on the board. They just went with Dart because they already like the kid. They were
Now, what I will tell you is maybe they feared the Rams who are on the clock next. Maybe they feared the Rams would jump and take a quarterback here because the Rams could use one.
They would take Sanders.
Sanders makes a lot of sense for LA.
Yeah.
A little prime time in LA.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
Prime time junior.
And LA's got Stafford. They're not looking right this second, but they could because they need to have someone in that slot. And who else would you want to train up a guy? You want Matthew Stafford to train up a guy, right?
Yeah, well, apparently the Giants were afraid that the Rams would take him with their next pick because they jumped in front of them to make it. Like they feared like Dart was going to come off the board. They didn't jump in this spot.
Instead of Sanders.
Yeah, they thought maybe the Rams would go for Dart. So I mean that's the only reason to trade up in front of somebody is because you're afraid they're going to come off the board.
I mean, the Rams just don't have a need at anything close. They need a defense. So linebackers, cornerbackers, they need an O-line, but
I'm going to tell you what the Rams need. They need a linebacker, and that's probably where Jahad Campbell's going to come off.
Yeah.
So Dart being the guy, wow. I am still like,
I can't believe
this draft has been crazy.
I can't believe I got that one right. I just got the damn position wrong.
Good job, man. Good job.
It's 7 positions off, but they did make a move to get that first round pick quarterback that they were looking at. That's a good scoop I saw, I guess.
We just said Jackson Dart is not going to come out in the first round.
Huh?
Wow. Man, listen, when I say this draft right here has been making me sick to my stomach, it's been making me sick to my stomach.
But you did say that Dart would go before Sanders, and you made that call right.
Yeah, I mean,
both of y'all did.
but none of these guys are first round talent for it.
I didn't. Sanders was going first. I had.
Oh, you had Sanders going first.
Oh yeah, I had Sanders going to Pittsburgh because they're the team. They were higher in the draft and needed that pick even higher. But well, no, I guess you're right because I had the Giants taking Dart at 18, trading into 18 to get it, and Sanders falling to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, well, I had Harmon going to Miami at 13, and I think Pittsburgh was just shocked that Harmon was still on the board at 21. I'm shocked he was still on the board then. Yeah. So with the Rams here, like,
hey, we got another trade. Atlanta's on the clock.
Atlanta traded up.
Yeah.
Wow. It's getting crazy now. Could Atlanta be going for
for Sanders?
Atlanta could be going for Sanders on Dion's old team?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, that would be crazy.
All the money, they got Michael Penix Jr. and all that money they're paying to Kirk Cousins. They're not about to bring Shador Sanders in to be a third string quarterback. Absolutely.
Wow.
So what do you think? What do you think the position is?
I think it's got to. I think it's got to be Jahad Campbell.
It has to be. We keep saying this over and over and over again, but it has to be at this point. Like it does. It has to be.
Man, this is crazy.
Who is that Who is that talking? Is that
Kurt
Warner?
It's Kurt Warner.
Man, he's getting silver everywhere.
Yeah.
I got more color than he's got, and I'm older.
Well, Kurt Warner's like 50 something now.
That's what I said. I got more color, and I'm older. I'll be right back.
Stop for being in front of the TV.
I got more color too, because you know what? I got a tan head. I get a little sunlight up there. I was scuba diving. I get my head burnt.
Get your head burnt. You got to make sure you. The Falcons pick is in.
Falcons pick is in, man. What could it be? Could it be Campbell here? Could they jump on this to get Campbell?
I think it's James Pierce Jr.
Oh my gosh. Yep, it's James Pierce Jr. Wow, Atlanta jumped up to get James Pierce.
They jumped up to get James Pierce Jr., man. And so the Falcons receive a 36 in the third round, and the Rams get a second, seventh, and a first round next year. Man, they took our guy, man.
They took our guy. Adam Peters, start working your trade, man. You get a trade back, buddy.
See,
they traded off the board.
They traded up to get James Pierce Jr. Man, they took our guy, man.
They took our guy. I wanted him bad. But good on Atlanta. They did that. After getting Jalon Walker, they're gonna get him with James Pierce. Atlanta's defense just got a heck stronger, man. Jalon Walker and James Pierce. Wow.
Man. So
they're having a good draft, man. Atlanta's having a great draft.
The Falcons took James Pierce Jr.
And I just can't imagine. Can you imagine how dominant of a combo that is? With James Pierce Jr. with Jalon Walker
for years to come.
Both of them are going to be on 5-year deals. It's crazy to think. Wow. So the Ravens are on the clock. The number one need I have for the Ravens
is trading to Washington. Here comes the trade. Washington's trading back.
Yeah. I would say that they got to trade back unless they're going to with Malachi Starks because he's still out there too. I told him if Pierce and Starks are off the board, they're going to trade back. But right now, Starks is still on the board. There's other edge rushers that are still out there on the board too.
Why wouldn't we take Starks?
They were banking hard on James Pierce Jr. They were banking hard on James Pierce Jr.
They were scouting him hard.
Well, let's just get these picks in.
I will tell you.
Why wouldn't we take it?
I would tell you, like Jahad Campbell is still there. We would not pass on Jahad Campbell. I'm still shocked that Will Johnson's on the board. There's got to be something going on why he's dropped out of the top 10 and we're down at 26 and he still hasn't come off the board. That shocks me, and we could use it.
Might have had a groin injury.
I haven't heard anything though. Can you Google it? Can somebody Google it and find out like what's going on with Will Johnson? If there's some news on there, if there's a medical or something, like what's the news on him?
This is insanity.
But I'm very sad to see James Beard off the board.
He was
So you want me to Google who?
James Spears.
No, Will Johnson. Google Will Johnson corner. Because I had him as a top 10 pick, and he's from Michigan, cornerback out of Michigan. Like, is there any bad news out there on him? Like, why is he dropped?
He has an injury. That's why he only played 6 games last year with the Wolverines.
So that's it. So
yeah, he's got a lingering injury. It's not done yet. So they're like taking a pass on him when there's better stock. That's why.
He's going to be a second-round pick then. He felt he's going to be just like
ESPN. Will Johnson only played in 6 games for Michigan last year. His junior year was mired with injuries, with the known ailment being his toe. Okay, it wasn't a groin, but which precluded him from seeing the field in big games such as Oregon, Ohio State, and Alabama. Now it wasn't just the toe that kept Johnson. Now we know it wasn't just the toe. Many surmised Johnson wasn't suiting up due to an attempt to preserve his NFL draft stock. However, Johnson continues to tumble in the draft, passed over by even his former head coach, Jim Harbaugh, which is huge.
That is huge.
Scheffler shared that more is a foot beyond his foot, which is causing concern with franchises.
Well, I mean, he's gonna be a good second-round pickup. They had concerns about Johnny Newton's feet.
So I will tell you, the Baltimore Ravens are on the clock. You know, they are very famous for having probably the best linebacker to ever play the game in Baltimore, and they could get out of this draft class too.
Yep,
they can get Jahad Campbell. And
listen, I don't know who they're gonna pick now. At this point, I just don't know. I'm just watching because I'm an NFL fan. I don't know who they're gonna pick at this point. I like this is so confusing to me.
They could even trade, but they say the pick's in. The pick's in for the Ravens, so they picked somebody.
I got Kenneth Grant, defensive tackle, because they need a tackle.
Well, Grant is off the board.
I know. That's what I had.
So I had for the Baltimore, I had Nick Scorton. And Nick Scorton's still out there. It could be Nick Scorton. It could, but there's other players that are out there that we didn't expect to still be out there.
I know who Detroit going to draft.
Who?
You know what they're going to draft? They're going to draft something a water boy. They're going to draft a referee.
Look at the draft Shedeur Sanders. You watch.
Yeah, they're going to draft.
Watch. I'm just telling you, they won't get a tight end. Watch. Just watch this.
They ain't no more tight ends left for y'all.
Yeah, both of the top 2 tight ends.
I know.
So
and I actually picked Donovan Jackson because I think the Lions are stupid, and he already got off the board. So,
well,
yeah,
y'all gonna draft.
The Lions needed a replacement for what's his face, for Kevin Zeitler, who's old as dirt.
Well, I'm telling you who y'all gonna draft. Y'all gonna draft the water boy. What?
So, by the way, we are just 2 picks away from the Commanders making their pick, 29th overall selection, and there are still a lot of good players on the board. Mm-hmm. I will tell you, I would love nothing more than Jahad Campbell to fall to us.
But will they do that, Coach? Do you think we'll do that if it happens? Do you think, or do we
Adam Peters, he will take the best player on the board. I don't know how you can pass on Jahad Campbell if he's still there. But with 2 more picks there, he might not be here. He could go here. He can go here to the Ravens, or he can go to your Lions. Your Lions pick before the Commanders.
Now, when they get to the Commanders pick, I'm going to turn the volume on. Turn it up a little bit.
Turn it up. You got to turn it up to say the trade is in. The trade is in.
I'm going to be mad as hell. We sat here for 3 hours and they trade away.
They trade away, and we don't even pick a player in the first round because we are 3 hours and 20 minutes into the 23 minutes.
Which might be the smartest thing, because if you remember back early in the show, Shaq was saying every other team got younger and we got older this year.
So Jack's saying Malachi Starks came off the board to the Ravens.
Which makes sense for the Ravens. It makes sense.
And it does make sense to pick up Malachi Starks. So, and it is one of their needs that they had. So Malachi Starks being there, that is the other player besides James Pierce. I said that if those two players came off
The Ravens didn't need a safety. They did not need a safety.
Well, it is one of their key needs. So apparently they did.
It's not a key need. It was
it is
outside linebacker, cornerback, and defensive line. They lost players across the league.
So I'm gonna tell you who we're gonna draft: Azuraku.
Yeah,
yeah, because they say he's the most polished defensive end in this draft. So
with James Pierce off the board and Malachi Starks, if the only thing I would say is if Campbell is not picked by the Lions, we need to take Campbell. Otherwise, we need to trade back.
We're gonna pick up Azuraku.
You think we're gonna get Azuraku?
Yeah.
With Campbell still being on the board, you think we would take Azuraku?
You don't think the chance for us to trade back goes higher and higher with every the way this draft is going with every pick? The percentage chance to trade back goes up? It has been going down.
People are going to want to trade up.
Mm-hmm.
So
it hasn't been going down. It's been going up, in my opinion. Every pick that's come off that board after 10 has the percentage chance for us to trade back, I think, is doing this.
It is.
I like this.
You're right.
It is doing this. That's my opinion.
Because people are going to want to trade up for these guys.
Yep.
Especially a guy like Campbell. I guarantee the Lions are taking calls right now. Because somebody's going to want these guys.
Yeah, this is a lot.
Now, the number one need for the Detroit Lions that I'm tracking is edge rusher. Do you agree with that, Sarge?
Yeah, but I don't think they're doing it. And I don't know why everyone's saying that's what they need. We know that's what they need to pair for Hutchinson, but they're not doing it.
Well, Nick Scorton is still there, and that's that would make a lot of sense because we had them possibly going with James Pierce in our mock draft.
It was in the mix.
Donovan Izuruku is still there. So, like, you have your choice of two extremely good edge rushers to choose from.
We'll see. We'll see if we'll see. But I so don't trust the coaching. I actually picked offensive guard to replace Zeitler.
I already told you that Dan Campbell, y'all already got a good defensive end. He gonna pick a defensive end on the same side.
I wouldn't doubt it.
He was like, "Oh, we got these two. We got Jameer Gibbs."
I don't think Aiden is as healthy as everyone's making him out to be. I think that's a lot of stuff. So I think it's the most critical position, even though Zeitler is weak. So here's my team. Here's my number one team on the clock. What are they gonna do?
Yeah, your lines are on the clock, brother.
They got to get Sanders because we don't have a quarterback. I'm telling you, today they let him go, the third stringer. The guy we had in Washington for a while.
Hey, Jack, Philly is going to draft the cornerback because they let Darius Slay go. They let Bradbury go. They let a whole bunch of, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Philly's going to draft a cornerback.
The question is who are the Lions going to pick? Wow, they've got a lot of options. They've got a lot of options to go.
It's going to be an edge or a quarterback. Why pick a quarterback?
Or as a mug, all the people come out there smacking his hand on hard the whole night. I know his hand be sore.
Could Jahad Campbell fall to the Commanders?
Yes.
Wow.
100%.
And Shaq, do we take Jahad Campbell if he falls to us?
We're going to take a Zuraku. Defensive end is a bigger need.
So we will pass on Jahad Campbell.
Wow.
We're going to take a Zuraku.
Oh, man, this is killing me.
The suspense is killing me. I really want to know who the Lions are going to pick, too.
What is that guy's name? They let Jake Fromm go today. Our old guy. They cut him. And as soon as I saw that news on my phone, I was like, these knuckleheads are going to go draft a quarterback. It was in my head.
Well, Noah Sanders to the Detroit Lions.
Oh, my!
We didn't have anyone behind golf. They'll have to pick someone. I don't think they let Bridgewater go too, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I doubt that.
No, they did.
They let him go.
Yeah.
Oh, should Noah Sanders?
Sanders.
He's a big personality. He's not about to go up there and sit behind Jared Goff.
He's gonna try challenge golf.
Yeah. He's not gonna sit behind you.
And golf needs to be challenged.
One thing I knew is he wasn't going to go to New Orleans.
He's an average quarterback.
I kind of knew that Sanders wasn't going to go to New Orleans. So we had talked about that. I mean, it just wasn't going to be a good cultural move. But I will tell you, I'm a little shocked that he got past the Rams.
Yeah, because there's been a lot of controversy on Stafford. Is he going to sign? How many years? What's going on? Back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And who's going to take over when he's gone, right? Who's next in line?
So very, very interesting. Yeah, I'm very interested.
You got to carry 3 if you're smart in the
NFL.
So
tell me, Larsar, this is your team. The Lions is your team. Who are you?
Screw up and take Sanders.
You think they're really going to take Sanders here?
If they hadn't cut Fromm, I wouldn't say that. I didn't even pick. I picked them to pick an offensive guard to replace Zeitler. That was my pick.
Okay,
when they need an edge.
Tyreek Williams.
And me watching my dad spit and piss and moan for 30 years every time the Lions went to the draft and doing the wrong thing and telling me how screwed up they are in the draft. The last 2 years have been phenomenal. And now we got the third year.
I'm going to be honest with you. Last year was Detroit's year. If they didn't make it last year, they're not going to never make it.
Yeah. And they're so broke on D. Oh, here it comes. Oh, Lord. Oh, God. Jack, don't you say a word. Don't you say a word, Jack. I want to hear it. I want to see it. Don't say a word. Just keep it quiet, Jack. I don't want to see it on text.
Malik Williams. Defensive tackle. Wow. I had him at clearly a second-round pick.
I thought he would go. I thought he would be more in the second-round range, but they know what they like, and this is someone who.
Well, they said the same thing. That was a second-round grade player, man.
Yeah. And that a whole bunch of second-round players. Man, that James Pierce one hurt, though. And James Pierce one hurt.
Well, I will tell you what. With Jahad Campbell there, I mean, if we were going to go with Donovan, I mean, we're scratching our head right now because for the Commanders are on
that pick is just as bad as a quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will tell you that.
Go, baby. Let's go. We on the board, baby.
It is the Commanders on the clock. I'm telling you, Jahad Campbell, baby.
We on the board, baby.
We are on the board. What are we going to do with the Commanders? Are we going to trade?
I don't know, but I'm wearing red.
Saji.
I'm drinking a Bloody Mary.
Oh, look, man.
I'm all color coordinated.
He was Superman for the pick.
Woo. It's hard when you have 2 teams.
Our number one need is edge rusher.
Get there. Here you go. I need to get some more bling for my hat. I need a big crystal W like what's his face had a G.
So on our mock draft, we had Donovan Izuruku as the pick, and we could be right. We don't know.
All right, let's go.
Who did I pick? Jahdae Brown, cornerback. That's who I picked.
For the Commanders?
Yeah.
You know who they're going to draft?
I don't, but we need a cornerback.
They're going to draft.
I can't take another year. We're talking about what's his? I can't take
overpaid St. Jude's.
I can't take another year of that.
We're going to probably take Donovan here, but to me, it's hard to pass up on.
The largest void on the team we have right now is cornerback. That's the biggest hole we have.
No. I think it's defensive end.
It's defensive end.
I mean,
it's
debatable.
To me, it's absolutely defensive end. We do not have. I mean, we were really going to go with Weiss and freaking Armstrong. Nah, both of those should be backup players. We actually need 2 freaking strong defensive ends. We don't have it.
Yeah,
to me, that is number one need, hands down. The only issue I have is with Campbell still being out there, it's tempting. It's tempting to go for him. But edge is by far the biggest hole. And, wow. And Donovan's there. And you called this one, Shaq, that it would be Donovan. Our mock draft had it being Donovan. This could very well be Donovan.
Donovan Izuruku.
Azuriku could be our guy, unless they follow what I said, which is if Pearson and Malachi Starks were off the board, you trade back. But with 2 minutes left, we will see. Maybe they're on the phones right now working something.
Could be.
Because they have not said that the pick is in yet.
I cannot.
The pick is in.
Pick is in, so we are not trading. This could be Donovan.
I cannot believe the Lions picked the defensive tackle.
This could be Donovan right here because we scouted the living crap out of Donovan. So
might be sweet on him, right?
We've been very, very sweet on him. So it could very well be him. But nobody thought Campbell would still be here.
God, if they don't pick, where does Campbell go? If we don't take him, where does he fall to?
I hope he don't fall to the freaking Eagles.
Kansas City.
Better not fall to the Eagles.
No.
I don't want to face that dude. Man, I'm telling you, wow. And we had, of course, we had to go to a commercial break before the Commanders pick. And I think Jack said that like 2 hours ago that we would probably get a commercial break before the Commanders pick.
Did you, Jack? Did you call a commercial before our pick?
Yeah.
It was Jack or somebody. Somebody said that like 2 hours ago. Like they bet we would go to a commercial before the pick.
Unbelievable.
We're gonna draft Luther Burden the third.
Yeah.
Luther Burden the third. That's what we're gonna draft. Luther Burden the third.
I didn't look that far. I didn't look past.
Yeah, so Jack said yes, he did. He was the one that said it a couple hours ago. He said, "Yep, we would go to commercial break first." And we did. We went to commercial break.
There's another win for football psych team. we picked where the commercials would fall. We were right.
Oh, yeah, there you go, baby.
Jack saying offensive tackle from Oregon. We just got Tunzel. We don't need an offensive tackle.
We didn't get a cornerback. We didn't get a
Luther Burden.
They did exactly what the Lions did. Well, no, they went offensive tackle. They picked a tackle. I guess they were worried about protecting Jaden.
If it's an offensive tackle, man, no.
I mean, he's already called it.
Come on, baby. Azuriku.
No edge. No cornerback.
Jack's saying offensive tackle.
NFL Draft, the Washington Commanders select Josh Carnley Jr.
Okay, I got that.
Oregon.
Yep, I got that. Good pick.
You get a player as special as Jaden
No.
Peters is going to do his darndest to make sure that he's protected.
No.
Josh Conley is going to slide right in as the right tackle, and then Brandon Coleman's going to be a nice swing tackle for him, so they even have some depth there. Look, to me, this is a player who plays.
I had Carnley going to the Chiefs next. That's where I had him going.
That is not a need. We just got Tunzel, and we drafted Brandon Coleman last year. Like, what are we doing?
He faced a lot of good rushers on the schedule this year, including a battle with Abdul.
I so disagree with this pick, man. Help me understand this one, Shaq.
Another example here of him just staying attached, which you'd love to see. And here he is, Pee-wee, which that is very Pee-wee to me. That looks another birth certificate validated. That's right. Yeah, my son's going to be sick that day when we're playing that team. Did he get on the scales that day? Because you know you got to have weigh-ins for that. That's right. Where's the patch on it?
How did we not get Donovan right here?
In the first round. Yes, he's a little bit of everything. That's right. We're seeing a lot of those, Rich. We're seeing a lot of these offensive linemen on these throwbacks in college. They're so much more athletic than they've ever been. A lot of them.
No, I was not expecting that. Why?
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 I think they're trying to protect Jay. They're trying to protect it. They decided they wanted to give Jaden Daniels more time in the pocket.
So
we have 3 tackles on our roster that are all good.
I'm just saying.
Is that
we don't need another one. You can't put them all out there.
Is that why we brought in all those washed up old bums like defensive line?
Yep.
Wise and Golston. We re-signed Farrell, brought Armstrong, got Armstrong.
Got rid of Fowler, our best defensive end.
Fowler wanted to go home.
We didn't get corner. We didn't get edge.
We didn't get corner.
I'm going to argue that corner is more important because I think our corner's completely busted.
After signing Tunzel, we did not need a tackle.
Yeah.
You traded and gave up the farm to go get Tunzel, and then you're going to go with your first round pick and go and get another tackle? What the hell are we doing?
There's something we don't know. There's got to be something we don't know.
No, they're going to put Brandon Campbell's going to play guard like he's supposed to.
There's something we don't know that they're planning.
Coleman's going to play guard like he's supposed to.
They're either looking to. So I know what it is, I kind of get this. We had no run game last year, 0. They're trying to make sure that we have a run game this year. They're not getting rid of B-Rob. B-Rob's going to stay, and we're going to try to put a run game together and have a pass defense. I mean, an offensive line that can pass protect.
I'm sorry, but
it's a philosophy. It's a philosophy.
I strongly oppose this selection.
Yeah, me too. But
strongly oppose.
I mean, but try to come on, coach. You know this team better than any of us. Why would they do that? What are the reasons they would do
There's
that?
no reason in my eyes. You have 3 tackles that are strong on this board. You still have Wiley. You still have Brandon Coleman, and you went out and got Tunzel, and you gave up a lot for Tunzel.
You gave up a ton.
And there was no rationale to go and get another tackle at this particular point. Like, who is he replacing?
Are we going to cut someone?
Our biggest hole is defensive end. Biggest hole is glaring.
Biggest hole is defensive end. And, oh, by the way, this is the best defensive end class. How do you not use your first-round pick getting one?
So now that we know that the guy we wanted is going to go to the second round, or maybe you said the Chiefs, right, Shaq?
Yeah.
You think the Chiefs are going to take him?
Yeah.
If he falls after us, that's a travesty. If he falls in the first round after us, that's a travesty.
The Eagles are licking their chops because Donovan's still on the board and Campbell's still on the board.
Yeah.
And we are going to have to face one of these two guys.
Yep.
This is not a good thing because Buffalo's on the clock right now. Buffalo's top need is corner.
Corner and D-line, yeah.
Corner and D-line.
And if they get a wide receiver, they might give another.
The way who I had planned for Buffalo here was Trey Amos.
Yeah, me too.
And Trey Amos could be the guy that comes off here. We will see, but it makes a whole lot of sense for them. But this draft hasn't made sense at all.
No.
To include the Washington Commanders, who had all kinds of great players on the board. And we went for Connolly, who was clearly, on my estimate, a second-round grade and probably still would have been there. I am not happy. We probably just screwed our season.
Well, I'll tell you.
We have too many defense.
You're going to hate me. You're going to hate me, but I picked Jod Campbell to go to the Eagles. That was my pick at 32 is Jod Campbell.
And he's probably going to go to the Eagles, and we're going to have to face that guy, and we are going to live to regret it.
Everybody got younger, is getting younger and faster.
Why wouldn't you give Campbell to Wagner to train up? Put him on the best in the league, right? And train him up and create a beast in the middle.
Because you only got Wagner one more year.
Right. And that's a lot of experience. Why wouldn't you do that? Listen, I agree with you. I'm just trying to sit here and think about what are they thinking about. And I think they got scared. I think they got scared with Jaden. And we had 0 run game.
But you went out and you got Tunzel. You solved the problem.
Maybe they're confident. He's a little older. Maybe they're.
But they paid him a buttload of money, and they gave up so much draft capital.
Yeah, they gave up way too much. Yeah, I agree.
Well, like if you commit that much, you got to go a different direction with your.
I would have rather had seen them not do that. Get the same guy, but have the draft capital.
That's
and
right.
Money, right?
Yeah, I would. It would be a lot more palatable. But after you gave up so much to go get Tunzel, and then you followed up and use your first round pick on
gave way too much for Tunzel.
Makes no sense
to the Bills.
So Maxwell, and that's good because they needed a corner. The Bills played it right. That was their number one need was corner, and they filled it.
Amos got it.
Hey, look at all those players that showed up back there that's not going to get drafted tonight.
Oh, it was Maxwell Harrison. They didn't take Amos. Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, Maxwell Harrison is also a really good pick. So, I mean, it makes sense.
People in the suits, they look disappointed. Like it's only 2 more picks.
I had Maxwell Harrison going a lot higher to Green Bay at 23. But okay. All right, so it's the Chiefs. The Chiefs need defensive linemen. They lost 2 Super Bowls because of their tackle play.
Hey, they just swapped picks.
Oh my God, they did.
Yep,
They just jumped up.
The Eagles did. They're gonna watch Jack Campbell. It's got to be. It's got to be Campbell.
Yeah, the Eagles and the Chiefs just swapped picks.
Wow.
So I think the Chiefs saw their. Oh man, this is crazy.
This is very crazy, and I do not want to face Campbell because, oh my gosh, we are screwing up so bad.
He'll be a starter.
That was such an epic fail for us in the first round that defensively we are going to get burnt all year long. We are not going to do well this year.
So I think there was listen, I'm spitballing, but I'm thinking there was a lot of play between the DC and the OC. And the decision they made was, well, we're putting up 29 points a game average, and we didn't win some games because we didn't have a run game. Our defense held us in the games mostly, and we outscored our opponents. Let's finish off the offense, get some depth, and get healthy on the O-line, and give our run game and Jaden Daniels more opportunity to score.
I don't buy it because we gave up 55.
We got.
I'm sorry, Large Sarge. I disagree with you because we gave up 55 points to the Eagles.
Yeah.
You have to win your division first if you want to go anywhere, and we have done nothing to improve ourselves.
No.
We didn't improve our defense. We improved our offense heavily.
We got Tunzel already, and we gave up a lot for him. We don't need another tackle.
Yeah.
Only thing we did was get old on defense. Old.
Yeah. Very old.
We have no pass rusher.
And we gave away a safety.
We
gave away our safety. Right?
Yep.
Safety's gone. So yeah. No,
I would have been happier for them to trade back.
Yep. Yeah, oh yeah.
And guess what? Connolly would probably still been there if we would have traded back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
I give that grade an F.
No, I think the Chiefs would have.
That is an F grade.
I think the Chiefs would have taken Connerly, honestly.
Maybe.
So, I think no, and that's who I had. They need an offensive tackle.
32 in the 5th round pick, and the Eagles got 31. That 31st pick. The Eagles pick is in.
It's going to be interesting.
I just draft to be over with.
Some crazy. This is some crazy shit.
This is absolutely.
Excuse me. I made a curse word on. I apologize to all of our fans. We made a choice not to use curse words. I just let one fly. I am so sorry.
So
that's exactly what that pick was. Sorry.
We have so many defensive needs. So have they made the selection yet? Have the Eagles picked?
Jack is saying tomorrow we're going to pick a running back, Shaq.
Yeah. Let's just stick on defense. Let's not pick defense. Let's just stick on offense because obviously our defense is so great because we give up 55 points a game, and let's just start giving up 60.
Now, Coach, that was one game, okay, against the best running back.
The Eagles destroyed us all 3 games. We gave up 200 yards rushing to Saquon Barkley.
They didn't destroy us. They beat us. They destroyed us one game.
They destroyed us all 3. Saquon Barkley ran for over 200 yards in each game against us.
Yeah, but that's
so
one.
We're just going to allow that to continue to happen because we're
going to outscore them this year.
Oh my gosh! Right,
that's the plan. Okay, they can score 55. Let's show you we can score 55. Watch.
So yeah, it's Campbell. Campbell to the Eagles. This was an epic freaking fail.
Yep.
Epic fail.
Oh my gosh.
We now have to face Campbell against the Eagles, the Super Bowl champs. Got away with the freaking biggest steal of the draft. This is the biggest story in the NFL right now. The Super Bowl champs got away with Jahad Campbell, and we let him have it.
At 31.
At 31. Jahad Campbell's loving life right now.
I want to see their
he just
grade.
gave the Philadelphia Eagles another Super Bowl ring.
I want to see their grade.
A++++.
Yeah.
Commanders, F-.
I'm speechless. Like as soon as this draft ends, we need to go. I may have to throw up.
I'm about ready to vomit right now. I can't handle it, man.
Woo!
Look, they retired Shador Sanders' jersey, and look at him. Look at him now.
All right, so just real quick, as they're punting it in, we're waiting for this last pick. The grades for the grade for the Titans is A. Jacksonville gets an A. Giants get an A for the third round.
The Titans get up.
B+ for the Patriots, picking a tackle. Cleveland Browns, grade B for taking a defensive tackle. The Raiders getting Gente, A. The Jets getting an offensive tackle, B+. Carolina, this is from NFL.
Chiefs on the board, or who's on the board right now?
This is from Sports Illustrated. Panthers, the Chiefs. The Chiefs are the last pick. The Chiefs get the Panthers get an A for wide receiver. The Saints get a B for offensive tackle. The Bears get a B for a tight end. San Fran gets a B- for edge. Dallas gets a D for a guard. A D.
I said that when they picked it, but
yep.
Jerry Jones.
Miami, defensive tackle, grade C. Indianapolis, tight end, grade A. Falcons, grade A for edge. Cardinals, grade B for defensive tackle. Bengals, grade C- for defensive lineman. Seahawks, grade B+ for an inside-outside linebacker. Tampa, B- for wide receiver. Broncos, B+ for a cornerback. Steelers, grade A for offensive tackle. Defensive tackle. Harmon, they give him an A. Grade B for the Chargers on a running back. Grade A- on the pack for a wide receiver.
I think they got an A.
Vikings, B for a guard. Giants trading up to 25, get a B- to go get a quarterback. Falcons, grade A- for an edge. The Ravens, grade B for a safety. The Lions, here, wait. Drum roll, please. Brrr, please say an F. Grade C+. They give the defensive tackle a C+. Okay, ready?
So Jahad Campbell, hold on, before you say the Commanders, Jahad Campbell is the selection picked by the Eagles in the most epic fail of the 2025 NFL Draft. I'm saying it right here. The fact that we let Jahad Campbell go to the Philadelphia Eagles by far is the greatest fail of the 2025 NFL Draft.
All right, well, Sports Illustrated, Coach, is going to call you out. So before I give you the grade,
F.
Connolly was viewed by many as a borderline first-round pick, as one of the top 5 offensive tackles in the class at Oregon. He started 28 games, blah, blah, blah. Scouting report. Connolly has started at left tackle each of the past 2 years, but has experience protecting quarterbacks blind and strong sides. I told you this is what they were thinking. He's quick and smooth-footed, and his kick slide and pass as a pass protector. And when he wins the race to first contact, he's difficult to beat. He allowed only 1 sack in 24. Connolly has enough strength to drive defensive ends out of rushing lanes and help spring big runs. Second point I made. 6 foot,
right about that.
6'5", 311. Okay, the guy's a monster. 6'5", 311. I'm running behind him all day long. If I'm B-Rob. He struggles anchoring against power rushers and is only average in space as a run blocker. So they don't get any bonuses on the run game. They're pass protecting. Washington is going to pass this year. They're going to the air raid offense overtime this year. This is the key that they see. Connolly has the requisite tools to play tackle. He may need some seasoning before being thrown into the fire. Guess what the grade is?
F.
A C minus.
Nope.
F.
B.
Bullshit.
Well, yeah,
Wait a minute.
I concur. Bull honky. Yeah,
that's Sports Illustrated. That's Sports Illustrated. Okay, hold on a second. Buffalo Bills. Cornerback, B. And that's as far as they got with the update. So we don't see where the last two are. But yeah, there's a rundown on Sports Illustrated's grading of the draft.
Jahad Campbell was just selected by the Eagles. I give them an A+ grade. I'm sorry. Connolly is not a B grade. Sports Illustrated is wrong because they're a bunch of idiots. I'm telling you, that is a failing grade.
Yeah.
You either fell on one or two things. You either fell on drafting him or you fell on making the trade for Tunzel in the first place.
Their linebacking core is insane. Nolan Smith Jr., Zach Bond, and Jahad Campbell. That's their linebacking core.
The Eagles just won another Super Bowl, in my view. Because we are not going to be able to do anything against that defense.
Well, that doesn't mean they win a Super Bowl. That means we have a struggle with them. It doesn't mean they win a Super Bowl.
They win a Super Bowl, dude. They've only gotten better, and they won the Super Bowl last year. Like this is a team that is a wrecking ball. Jahad Campbell to me is a generational talent. He probably should have gone in the first half of the first round. He shouldn't have fallen all the way to 31.
I'm so frustrated right now.
Yeah, well, he has injuries, so I mean.
It doesn't matter. So does Johnny Newton before he had
I know, but
surgery on both feet.
I'm just saying there were reasons why
the Eagles got the steal of the
for the last 2 hours. You all been crying about why is he falling? We don't know why he's falling. Why? Well, we read it. We understand something about it.
The Eagles just got the steal of the draft.
But he gets healthy. He gets trained up. Yeah, he's going to be crazy, right?
We've got somebody that he either is not going to make the field or he'll take the field, and Brandon Coleman, who we drafted last year, will have to move into guard, or one of these tackles are not playing.
Jack already said that. Jack said he already pointed up saying we're going to cut.
Cut who?
Mr. KC.
Bye-bye to our right tackle. That's what he said.
Our right tackle, Brandon Coleman, who we drafted last year. Are we admitting that he was a bust?
That's what Jack
drafted last year.
Jack, is that what you're calling? Are you calling Coleman getting cut over?
And is Adam Peters acknowledging that his draft pick is a bust?
I mean, out of all the guys that he brought in, he was one of the worst ones.
Well, he's clearly a pass blocking guy who can cover blind sides, and he's not a run guy. And if I was going to pick one, I would want a guy who's good at both, right? Because I need a running game. This I'm telling you, this was a complete OC coach GM. This is what I need. I need to pass. Our passing game sucks. I can't protect Jaden. You got to cover me. I need a guy to pass protect. I'm telling you, because he wants to throw the ball. Look at the wide receivers we hired.
The tomorrow it's gonna be a ton of defense players come off the board.
So Josh Simmons was just drafted by the Kansas City Chiefs, the offensive tackle. That is another great move by the Chiefs to get him because Josh Simmons I had rated way better than Connolly.
Yeah.
So that is a great pick. That is the end of the first round. We will be back tomorrow, 15 minutes prior at 7:45 Eastern Standard Time, right here. We've been on the air for 4 hours. Guys, this is a wonderful draft. I got to go because I got to go pick up my wife from the airport. So
stay on for a minute. Oh, yeah. No, you got to go. You got to go.
Fans, you're probably in mourning just like me, but we appreciate you sticking with us.
Yeah.
And
I got to get up. I got to be at work tomorrow morning.
All right.
I love
But
y'all.
this is
See you tomorrow night.
football side, baby. We are out of here.
Peace.
Love you guys. Woo!